Edmonton Sports Talk. My God, I loved it.
My name's Jay Milne. #Koob.
Our sports update deliverer, the Koob.
I'm Zachary Kubusch, and you're up today. You know what, Reid? You might be on to something.
All right, here's what's going on in the nest. Oh my goodness. We're on location, Jason Milne. What's going on, everybody? We are at the Bell In Scona. I remember coming here about 30 years ago when it was the B-Bell Bakery, and they have the old B-Bell neon sign up on the wall here. Along with Jason Milne, I'm Reid Wilkins on Edmonton Sports Talk, your clear choice for Edmonton sports. We are here, our regular showtime until 6 tonight. We are going to talk about the Oilers, last night's loss to Anaheim, looking ahead at what is to come here into the final week of the regular season for them. Huge game. It is a must-win for the Oil Kings tonight. I can use that term comfortably.
Finally.
A must-win for the Edmonton Oil Kings, Game 7 in Prince Albert. The Oil Kings play-by-play voice, Matt Barrett, will join us, and we'll talk about why we're here. First of all, we're going to talk a little bit about the Bell In Scona.
Yes.
And it being here and the history of this building and what they're doing here now, which is making a lot of good food and a lot of good beer. If you're watching us on YouTube, we're right in front of the brewery area of the brew pub. We did a little video from in there. I don't think we were supposed to be in there, but we snuck in there.
Why?
We snuck in there. We saw all the hops. We saw where they keep the hops. And also, but in all seriousness, Edmonton Sports Talk, really proud to be a part of the KidSport Edmonton Bids for Kids event. So that is going to be tonight upstairs here at the Bell In Scona from about 6 to 9. And it's a great event, fundraiser for KidSport, which is an awesome organization. We're going to have Graham from KidSport on a little bit later on to let you know how you can get involved, how you can help, just all the options there. But tonight, Mark Connolly is going to be here, and Dustin and I are going to be doing a hot stove with Tre Ford and Tyrell Ford, which is going to be pretty cool, seeing those two guys together on stage, interacting with us and with the audience. So that's what's going on.
That's going to be, I'm excited for that.
Yeah.
Just to kind of get them, I think all that we've seen or that Elks fans have been able to see thus far is, somewhat of a controlled environment. And upstairs tonight is going to be anything but a controlled environment. So, it'll be nice to see them, show a little bit more of their personalities. I love the banter between them. I mean, they're twins. You cannot fake that.
I hope I can tell them apart.
I think you can.
The Ploufs, I cannot.
The Ploufs it's impossible. They're both tall giants, and they look identical. I mean, but the Fords, there are a few.
Do you think you can?
Discerning features.
Does Tyrell weigh a little more?
I would say Tyrell, something to do with the hair, if I'm not mistaken. I think Tyrell
they have different hair.
Or I know Trey's kind of cut down, but yeah, absolutely. We were upstairs checking things out. Fantastic. The live auction is already up and running. The silent auction, sorry. So if you go on our social, on our Instagram page at Edmonton Sports Talk, you'll find the link to that. But if you go on the Bids for Kids Edmonton website, you'll find your way to get to that link. You should see what they've got up there. They've got Morgan Wallen tickets, Katy Perry tickets, signed jerseys, Oilers seats,
Leopard tickets,
Def Leppard tickets, Glendale golf. It's everything that you could ever want to.
I think there's a Nurse jersey up there, and I think a Tre Ford. Is there a Ford jersey up there too?
And
there's a lot. We can't even remember everything.
There's so much. So check it out. We'll be here right till 6 o'clock, and I don't know. Maybe I'll go up there and start the bidding myself.
No, you might have to.
Maybe I will.
All right. So, but we'll be touching on that throughout the afternoon. We love being on location. We haven't been on location for a while. When the show started, we were on location every couple of weeks. It was crazy. I was like, what is going on? This did not happen at Ched. Though I guess I was technically on location at Rogers Place. You were on location
every Oilers game.
Yeah, but in terms of just going to different places around the city.
I like it.
I love being on location, especially there's a little bit of nostalgia here. I think for me, and we'll do the off-topic topic right now to get it rolling, I think.
Sure.
So we're on 80th Ave, and what are we, between 105 and 104, or Calgary Trail?
Yeah.
The common nomenclature.
Calgary Trail.
We didn't even get the address, but it's 104.
I remember when it was Calgary Trail south
and north. It wasn't this Gateway Boulevard stuff. Yeah, it was Calgary Trail north and south. So we're across from the little mall that's here. So we're on 80th Ave. I mean, we're not far from where the keg used to be. I still can't believe that's shut down.
Yeah, they're building a high rise. Remember we were talking about it on the show where that live music location burnt down? Or the roof caved in. I forget what it was called. Maybe you were away.
Oh, maybe I might have been away.
There's a high rise there. I had to park over here, and I'm thinking, what the heck is that?
Yeah, they built up. Well, remember there was the Esso on the corner here that they tore down years ago, and then they'd had to sit nothing.
That's right.
So Jay and I, if you notice on YouTube, I have a coffee, brah.
Remedy Coffees, brah.
Just hanging out in White Ave, having coffee. Cheers. So yeah, but because Remedy's in the base of this, it's not a high rise; it's like a 5 or 6 story. But that's where the Esso was.
That's right. And it had to sit vacant because the reclamation cost of it,
brown field or something like that. So
because it had been a gas station,
gas leaked in,
soaked into the earth,
and then gas man is going to come up. How come there was never a gas man?
I like
there was a sand man, there was hydro man.
No, you're thinking powdered toast man. He was gas man. Remember, he was the powdered toast man?
Was there a powdered toast man?
Yeah, and it was Ren and Stimpy. And he would fart.
Oh, I never watched Ren and Stimpy. Oh, that's a good bit.
He's powdered toast man. Yeah.
So, anyway, we were thinking for the off-topic topic for William Huff. Since 1952, William Huff has provided industry-leading advertising solutions for thousands of valued clients. Their unparalleled customer service, combined with decades of industry expertise and a desire to make every job the very best it can be, is what they call the William Huff Advantage. Visit their website at williamhuff.com or give them a shout, 780-454-4536. The off-topic topic is the White Ave area. It doesn't have to be right on White Ave. I mean, we're a couple blocks off. But the White Ave area spot that you miss the most.
Yeah.
I think we're going to get a lot of submissions for this. You can email Reid at EdmontonSportsTalk.com, Jay at EdmontonSportsTalk.com. You can post in our chat, the Nasty Chat, if you're on YouTube. And, of course, you can text the River Cree Resort and Casino inbox, 780-218-9999. River Cree Resort and Casino, home of the Tap 25 restaurant, where the entire menu is 50% off 7 days a week from 2 to 5 p.m.
I think. Can you turn up number 2 on
your headphones?
Yeah.
This?
Yeah, give her.
Wow.
Okay, that's good.
Captain Hearing Aids. That'd be your superpower. What's his power? He doesn't hear very well,
that's
but
a little too loud.
Oh, that's too loud now. Sorry.
I think Mex won it. I think
Mex coming in hot already.
Regular contributor Mex might have already come in and won this. He says Funky Pickle. I mean,
Funky Pickle was fun. Go to the Black Dog for a couple pints, stumble a couple doors over to the Funky Pickle for a funky piece of pizza.
Boy, the Nasty Chat is hot. The Nasty Chat is not having any of our off-topic topic. They want to talk about the...
yeah, we're going to talk about the Oilers plenty.
The lack of offense.
We're just White Ave, so we're going to dive.
Hey, we're White Ave, bro.
We're White Ave, bro. Probably might go get a piercing later.
What would you say your favorite bar?
What would you if I showed up with like just a big hoop in my nose? My septum.
I would call your mother and question things.
I would never do that.
Urban Lounge, that's right. Urban Lounge used to be right there.
Oh yeah,
that's
right. Okay.
Yeah, thanks, Rob from the Grove.
Yeah, I mean, I'd
talk about it.
I'd put the keg on the list. That there was a keg here for sure.
The keg was fun.
Yeah,
I like that keg.
There was, well, I mean, here's the thing. There have been some pubs that have been here a while, or music venues, but a lot of stuff, just that's the nature of that industry. Mm-hmm. Things come and go. Like if you last 10 years that's a good run bar, you've had a pretty good run.
Yeah. I always liked the billiard club. Thought the billiard club was fun. I think it's a country bar now called Daisies.
What is there now? Is that what's there now?
Yeah.
But the billiard club is the one upstairs. What's the one that's down below again? Or was the one that was down below? Oh, what was that?
It was Cheap Wings.
What was it called? We walk by there all the time when you're here whenever you're on White Ave. Was there not a time, so that main corner, Calgary Trail.
Squires, yes.
Yeah,
thanks, Sickler.
Calgary Trail and White.
And Squires, I don't think, is still a thing.
Yeah, it might be something else. It was Squires. But Calgary Trail and White, was there not a time there were Starbucks across the street from each other? I think there was a
Kitty
brief
corner,
time, kitty corner.
Left and right, yes.
So the four corners of that intersection, two of them were Starbucks.
Two of them were Starbucks.
One might have been a second cup.
That's right.
And then there was something else. So anyway, that'll be the off-topic topic.
Iron Horse would be up there for me. That was...
oh, yeah, that was the one.
MKT.
Now it's MKT.
Yeah. So many good
many places. The Royal Pizza's still going here on 80th Ave.
I think that's the original location.
I think you're right.
I think
that is, yeah.
And there was at one time a bar called Blue Sapphire. It was not around all that long, but it was a few friends of mine that started it, and so we had some good nights there. Let's say that.
Okay.
Yes.
All right, so we will keep compiling those throughout the course of the show. Now they're starting to roll in, so we'll do it informal. We'll mention some. Keep it informal tally.
Yes.
The Strat, because what's the Strat called now?
Leopold's.
Leopold's, right?
Yeah.
I still got to go there. I don't think I've been. Since it changed.
You want to go there after, bro?
We're drink coffee here all day, bro.
Just be vibrating when I get home.
So that is the off-topic topic for William Huff. The White Ave spot that you missed the most, or has some special nostalgia for you, or something like that. Or I don't know if I ever went to Rebar, but I remember
Rebar was a place that was that you could get a donair from inside the bar, because that donair place was right there, and they had a window into the bar.
Okay,
because it was then rebranded later, like a lot of times they are. But the Rebar was rebranded into something like more nightclubby. But yeah, you could get a donair.
Oh, neat!
Sit at the Rebar.
That's fascinating stuff.
It was more of a heavy band,
and I think these will get rolling throughout the course of the show. So that's our off-topic topic. The White Ave spot you missed the most or have special nostalgia for. If you have a little story to go along with it,
yes,
we always appreciate those. So we are at the Bell in Scona. Again, this used to be the B Bell Bakery, and then it was something else. I think we'll get the story from somebody who works here when we get to that segment a little bit later on. Again, 6 o'clock. Now, it is a ticketed event tonight. But again, as Jay said, if you want to look at the auction items, you can do that online.
Well, the bar's open now if you want to come down.
And you can actually just come. Yeah, so we're on the main level. We're on street level. Yeah, I think they just opened at 3. Yep. There are some patrons here. But, boy, these patrons were ready to go. They are like storming.
Fired up.
And they are not of university age.
They are not.
They're ready to go.
I'm damn proud of them, though. I'm going to go shake their hands.
Well, that's us maybe in 30 years when Dustin puts us out to pasture.
Yeah, when he's like, hey, guys,
the shows are relevant.
Yeah.
You need to. So you got the afternoons off. What do you mean, Dustin? Are shows moving times? Nope.
God bless them. I might buy them a drink. They're all having beers.
Yeah, they're good to go.
It's a Tuesday afternoon. I wish I will have that Tuesday afternoon.
Oh, that's incredible, bro.
Right, bro?
That's good stuff.
God bless you.
All right. We'll talk about the Oilers, what's ahead. We got buying or selling for Damon Bunting. We got a preview of the Oil Kings Game 7 tonight in Prince Albert. Man, oh, man. They were up 3-1 in the series. Lost Game 5 in PA. Lost Game 6 on a last-minute power play goal at Rogers Place on Sunday. So big task tonight for the Oil Kings. We'll preview that one as well. We'll talk a little bit about last night's NCAA. But here's another thing people can tell us. Did you win any money in your bracket?
Yeah.
We did not. I was the work one. I don't even know where I wound up. The one that my buddy in Calgary runs that he's been doing since we went to Nate in the late 90s. I was second last, I think, out of 24 people. So top 25 finish. So there was problem was, that's what I finished top 25. How many people in the pool, Reid? 24, bro. So you can also tell us if you won any money on your pool.
Yeah, and if you're in the area, if you're on White Ave, come by, have a pint. We can't sit and talk with you because we've got a show to do.
Well, we can't.
But you can sit and watch us.
We'd like some limited interaction with us, but maximum interaction with your pint.
There you go.
In a great spot on 80th Ave here. Then you're rocking and rolling. Speaking of rock and roll, our buddy the Koob with a sports update.
The Oilers have recalled Noah Philp from the AHL on an emergency basis after playing short a forward last night in Anaheim. And with the Canadiens in a playoff spot, Montreal's 5th overall pick from last season, Ivan Demidov, has signed his entry-level deal with the team after recording 19 goals and 49 points in the KHL for SKA St. Petersburg in the first year of the deal will be used regardless of his games played. There's 10 games tonight in the NHL. Red Wings battle the Canadiens. Detroit fights to keep their playoffs hope alive. The Bruins and Devils face off while the Avs and Golden Knights drop the puck. And just one WHL playoff matchup, Edmonton hits the ice in Prince Albert. Game 7 of their series, the Oil Kings dropping the last 2 matchups. And after winning 6-2 yesterday, the Jays take on the Red Sox once again with the full schedule in the MLB. 2 games are live. It's scoreless at the bottom of the 5th between the White Sox and the Guardians, while the Marlins and Mets are locked at 2 apiece at the bottom of the 4th. On the court, Golden State visits Phoenix. The Celtics tip off against the Knicks, while the Grizzlies and Hornets go at it on a 10-game NBA slate. This sports update is brought to you by Clover Bar Feeds. Clover Bar Feeds has all the animal feed you'll need. Get top-notch service and selection from their family-owned business. Visit Clover Bar Feeds at 200 Portage Close in Sherwood Park or call them at 780-467-5014. The boys continue their on-location show from the Bell In Scona. After the break, I'm Zachary Kubusch, and you're up to date.
2 guys and a goalie.
If you're building a Mount Rushmore of NHL goal scorers, who are the 4 faces?
Probably got to go Ovi, Gretzky, Bossy, and Lemieux.
That's my 4. And then just looking at what Gretzky and Bossy and Lemieux were able to do in a single season, it makes you raise your eyebrows. You're like, holy crap, these players are potting 80, 90 goal seasons.
2 guys and a goalie, presented by GS Construction. Tuesday and Thursday afternoons at noon, only on Edmonton Sports Talk, your clear choice for Edmonton sports.
Spin to win Fridays at the Banquet. Every Friday, spin the wheel for a chance to win big and save on your bill. It's that easy. Spin, win, and save. Don't miss out. Details at thebanquetbar.com. The Banquet. Get real. Play hard.
GCL Diesel has been serving oil country since 1972. From diesel cars to SUVs to pickups. From farm tractors to school buses to a big rig. From diesel generators to forklifts, GCL can test, troubleshoot, and repair all diesel fuel system components. Whether it's injectors, pumps, turbos, filters, or additive, GCL has the parts you need to keep your diesel running the way it should. For genuine diesel parts at wholesale prices, visit GCL Diesel in the West End or online at GCLDiesel.com. GCL Diesel. Diesel understood.
Hey Edmonton, ready to take advantage of lower rates and better pricing? South Fort Chevrolet in Fort Saskatchewan has you covered. From rugged trucks to sleek SUVs. And with over 40 years in business, you can trust that you're getting the best deal on your new ride. As the proud title sponsor of the Nielsen Show, EST listeners can drive a little to save a lot with South Fort Chevrolet's transparent pricing and down-to-earth sales team. Visit us today in Fort Saskatchewan or online at southfortchev.com.
Love is in the air. I love you. And you? And you? And you! Why choose between your beloved items? Sentinel Storage, keeping your treasures safe to be loved again. Try 4 weeks free. Details at sentinelstorage.ca.
Must you click? Click. Bam. Must you click? Bam, bam, bam.
Yes, there's the remix of the You Must Click, whatever it is, jingle. If you are consuming us on the YouTube stream, first of all, feel free to chat with us, but mostly with each other in our nasty chat there. And click the little thumbs up button. Let's see how high we can go for an on-location show. We had pretty good thumbs yesterday. We got to over 100 in just over an hour and then easily surpassed our double word of the day target of 155. So keep clicking that. A lot of people say they will not click until they hear the jingle and or the remix. So there was the remix. I can't play the stuff off my computer today because we're on location. So Koob will probably drop in the remix once or twice more as we move along. Of course, you can follow the station on X, on Twitter, at YEG Sports Talk. Follow Jay at Jason Milne, Milne. Follow me at Reid Wilkins, ReidWilkins. WILKINS. You can also listen to the show. We got audio streams through the iHeartRadio app, through the TuneIn Radio app. You can just go to EdmontonSportsTalk.com and look for ways to consume us there, and sign up for podcasts wherever you get your podcast, for the Reid Wilkins Show, for the Nielsen Show, for EST Afternoons with Hernan Salas and Joaquin Gage, all our great shows. And don't miss a beat as we continue to build the audience and welcome in more of you on Edmonton Sports Talk.
I've had several people reach out about the KidSport Bid for Kids silent auction. Yes, you can participate if you're not here. I'm going to read it right now. Koob, if you wouldn't mind finding out, it's kids sport bids for the number 4 kids.com, and then just click on silent auction. Okay. Kids sport bids for kids. I'm going to put it in the nasty chat.
Okay.
So if you want to participate, I mean, there's so many.
Tweet it out from
sure.
the
I'll
station
tweet it
account
out.
too.
I'll tweet it out right now.
Okay. Yeah, because well, I'm not as dumb as I look.
Well, what was the saying?
If somebody ever says to you, "I'm not as dumb as I look," you say, "Well, no one could be that dumb."
Yes. Okay,
I've had that said to me several times.
I'm going to tweet it out from the EST main account right now.
Yeah, because you don't have to be here to bid on the silent auction stuff.
Right.
And so it shows everything that's available too, which is a lot of cool stuff.
Yep.
All right. So there, he's going to take care of that for sure. 780-218-9999, the River Cree Resort and Casino inbox. So the Oilers traveling today. They will play the St. Louis Blues tomorrow. 8:00 game, everybody, at Rogers Place. As we have a string of late games here to finish off the season. I guess there's the 5:00 game on Sunday, but everything else is 7:30 or later. So 8:00 against the Blues tomorrow night at Rogers Place. It'll be 7:00 for the GCL Diesel Oil Stream pregame show with Tom Gazzola and Hernan Salas. As the Oilers still have not clinched a playoff spot, we'll look a little bit more into that when we get to the Oil Understood for GCL Diesel coming up at about 4:00 this afternoon. So last night, Jay, okay, well, first of all, you were fired up yesterday because you had a flag football meeting?
Yeah,
so
I take it back.
So what happened?
They were so good.
Okay.
Everything was organized. Everything was ready to go. You literally came in there, listened to the spiel. You know, there's a spiel about here's what we got to do. Here's, what is going to be in your bags. I was in and out of there, Reid, in 40 minutes.
Oh, wow.
So kudos to Sherwood Park Flag Football Association. I am the head coach of the Packers.
The Sherwood Park Packers?
You're our Drawson Packers.
You're Drawson Packers.
Yeah.
What's your logo?
Sound like a meat place.
It does? Well.
Yeah. So I got to say one thing about this NFL flag football program. The jerseys, the shorts, everything that you get that comes with your registration fee is top notch. I don't think they're making anything on this. I think they're just trying to do this to encourage the game of flag football. The Packers jersey, I'll show you a picture of it, is reversible, and it's like legit.
What's the age range you're coaching again?
10 and 11-year-olds.
And is it all girls?
So that's my daughter's
cool.
all set up. No, she's actually the only girl.
Okay.
It's co-ed, but she's not afraid of mucking it up. I'll say that. So yeah, it was very well done. So I was in and out. I was able to watch the game. What a game! Oh boy, what a game! I thought Houston had that. I thought Houston was doing Houston things. They were driving the pace. They were aggressive. They were tough, physical. But then they got into foul trouble, and Florida, kind of switched the script. And they became the defensive factor, which ultimately, and Koob, I don't know if I didn't even tell you, but I sent you a clip. It's in the inbox or in the YEG email, just breaking down that final play. But I mean, for those that didn't see, it was tough.
Yeah.
Okay, because that was Emmanuel Sharp. Now, Emmanuel Sharp was the guy that hit the huge 3 on the comeback win against Duke. Okay, so he's the hero, and now go to last night, he's the 0. that's just tough. If you get that video up, Koob, those watching on YouTube will see what I was talking about. But that was a set play. They ran that play from the baseline all the way up to the 3-point line. Unfortunately, the people that were supposed to set a screen for Emmanuel Sharp did not. But, I mean, here it is here. So you'll see Emmanuel Sharp come up to the top. Yeah. And, of course, Walter Clayton Jr. He didn't have a huge game with the points, but he was a factor. I mean, that sealed the game at the end there. Roll it again if you can, Koob. But, it would
be pretty disappointing for Houston fans, and for the team, to not get a shot away.
That and then just to be sitting there in limbo, knowing you can't touch the ball or else it's a double dribble or a travel.
Yeah, so he had to let it go.
He had to let it go, boxing everybody out. I mean, it was heartbreaking to see. But what a beautiful finish. I mean, that's what March Madness is about. Everybody and their dog thought Duke. Well, most people thought Duke was going to win. I do know Houston was arguably probably the second favorite, but
Auburn was the number one tournament seed. Duke was the number one team in the Associated Press poll.
That's right.
Auburn was the number one by how the NCAA did it. It was just, now maybe also I paid a little bit more attention to the tournament this year, perhaps because I wasn't working. Like even last night, so I started watching about halfway through the first half. Houston was ahead. Florida caught up. Then the second half, Houston goes ahead again. I'm watching the Oilers game, and I'm quickly flipping during commercials and breaks to see what's going on in the game. And then watch the end of the game, and it's like, oh, this is going to be exciting. Houston will have a shot that might win it, and then they don't even get a shot. And at that level, most of those players won't be in the NBA.
No,
that'll be the pinnacle for them. So
that's about the end of the road.
And that's the age range too, where you might not keep your emotions in check as much. You might make a big mistake. So
guess who is the Associated Press number one team going, already for next year? Houston.
Oh, they've already done a poll for next year?
They like to do that, right? So
yeah, you can't.
I think we'll see Houston back. Just a tough one because I think everybody liked what Houston was doing. It was in San Antonio. It was damn near a home game for them.
Right.
But yeah, great. That's just March Madness. That's why you love March Madness. You hate to see the frustration and then the one shining moment.
I didn't watch that. I went right back to the Oilers.
Sure.
You stayed till the end to watch one shining moment?
You have to watch it. It's such a cheeseball Americanized thing that I just have to be involved in it. I cannot not watch it.
Yeah, I don't care anymore.
It was terrible. It was.
Well, as you know, I don't miss Oilers hockey. I view those when they have a game. That's a work shift. So even changing the channel to check the basketball game, I struggled with.
Made your heart race.
I struggled with.
That's fair.
But I didn't miss anything vital in the Oilers games. By the way, we are in the mobile banquet studio today. Make your birthday epic at the Banquet Bar. Bowling, drinks, and a vibe you won't forget. Book your party now at thebanquetbar.com. We're live. If you're just joining us, we're live at the Bell on Scona. If you're on the YouTube feed, click the thumbs up. Let's see how high we can get to for this special on-location show leading into the KidSport Edmonton Bids for Kids event with Dustin Nielsen, Mark Connolly, Trey and Tyrell Ford, and me.
I can't wait
tonight upstairs. So that's going to be good.
Yeah.
Yeah, Dustin and I are doing a hot stove. Yeah, I left the logs in my car. I got to bring
Well, I was just going to say, I wonder at what point you now know and we all know as a hot stove is when a bunch of people are sitting around talking about the good old days or storytelling, especially when it comes to professional athletes. It's now called a hot stove.
Yes.
Why?
Because I think back on when Hockey Night in Canada was first on, I think they did it. Didn't they do it by a stove?
Get out of here.
No, I'm serious. I think there was some sort of
a stove.
Well, because you sit around.
Or they bake it.
It's like when it's like you sit around, like in the olden days. Wouldn't it be you have someone over for tea or coffee?
Yeah,
and you keep that hot on the. Isn't that something? I don't know. Why did not Joe Jay was going to ask me this? Why it's called a hot stove? I think it has to do with, conversing with people in your kitchen and you're brewing a beverage or keeping a beverage warm on the stove to refill somebody's cup. Isn't it something like that?
Yeah, I don't know.
That's what I don't know.
Yeah, well, I bet
we'll go with that.
Maybe Dustin will put some chocolate milk on the hot stove.
Yeah.
I don't know what's going on.
I don't know what else he's going to try.
Have you ever tried warm chocolate? Like, would you? I bet you don't really drink chocolate milk.
No, I do
Me
not.
neither. I figured that was the answer. But if you did, would you choose to leave it out on your nightstand overnight and drink it room temp in the morning when you get out of bed? First,
Can't take it anymore.
What?
Yeah, that's
he leaves.
No, YouTube Trev.
Oh, YouTube Trev.
Young Trev. He has a glass of milk, which I think is disgusting. Disgusting.
Yeah, I don't drink
before you
milk
go to bed. Like, just think of
And when he wakes up.
And when he wakes up. But he leaves it out on his nightstand so it becomes room temp. That's diabolical.
Well, kids these days.
No.
Castor 1990 says HNIC was originally broadcast on radio only. At the end of the game, Foster Hewitt said he and the boys gather around the hot stove in the CBC studio to dissect the game. Yeah, I knew it was something like that, a Hockey Night in Canada tradition. So it's kind of it's kind of just carried over into.
Well, we'll have to bring a stove up from the kitchen here, I guess. Make it official. There is a lot of discussion. I'm still thinking about warm chocolate milk. Ugh. Discussion about White Ave spots that you miss. Woolly Bullies is getting a lot of traction.
Where was that?
Right now.
I don't remember that.
It was okay. So in between where Iron Horse was and Club Malibu was, it was just south of the Farmers Market. It's
Is it
now
like
a Mexican
where the
place.
El Cortez?
Yes, it's right there.
Why do I not remember that? Well,
That was
probably
Woolly
didn't go.
Bullies. I used to bartend at the Armory. You know,
At the Armory. That was
not Malibu.
Sorry,
but it used to be Club Malibu to the University.
Yes, Club Malibu. Wasn't Club Malibu the Armory?
It turned into the Armory.
Oh, it turned into the Armory. I thought it was Club Malibu - the Armory.
No.
Because wasn't there Club Malibu the Morgue, or was the Morgue?
The Morgue, I think, was
109th?
downtown.
Yeah, I'm just thinking
Because it was a morgue.
Just trying to remember their naming conventions, how they did their nomenclature.
Woolly Bullies was a spot. I used to work at Woolly Bullies too.
Purple Onion is getting mentioned
Purple
a lot
Onion.
too. That was a popular one.
Yeah, somebody
Isn't it now. That was just
It's
down the
still
street here, wasn't it?
It's right.
Is it now a Pint or a Hudson's?
Oh, that is the Pint. That's right.
Right.
Somebody in the Nazi chat earlier said the Purple Onion was the only place that a goth and a cowboy could go hang out and totally be chill together.
That's a good point.
It was everybody's welcome. Yeah.
780-218-9999 is how you text us as well. The River Cree Resort and Casino inbox. You can email Reid at EdmontonSportsTalk.com. I would love a limerick or two today. Jay at EdmontonSportsTalk.com is Jay's email. And, of course, keep posting for us and with each other in the nasty chat. If you're on YouTube, keep hammering the thumbs up. We're into the 50s, just past the first half hour of the show. So let's see if we can get to 100 by the time we hit 4 o'clock.
Let's
if
do
everybody
it.
got in there and clicked, get in there and click away.
Hot
And,
chocolate milks for everybody.
We are going to talk. Just give you some of our impressions of the Oilers game last night as we move along. Look at the upcoming schedule. They have not yet clinched a playoff spot. I will continue to harp away at my worst case scenario, though I know it's not likely, but it's still, until they clinch, it's still possible that they don't get in.
Reid, until there's a 100% certain percentage that it's not capable, then you have to talk about it.
Then we have to acknowledge that it's real. All right. We are going to talk. Who do we have coming up? Oh, Graham's coming up from KidSport Edmonton. So it's going to be great to have Graham on. He's going to join us after the break to tell us about not just tonight's event, but KidSport, because it's been around for a while. And I'm sure a lot of people know about it or have heard about it. Some people may know a lot about it. Some people maybe don't or would like to know how to help or find out more. So Graham's going to give us all those details. Here comes the Koob with a sports update.
Injuries galore for the Oilers, forcing them to recall Noah Philp on an emergency basis from the AHL. Edmonton played shorthanded last night in a 3-2 loss to the Ducks. And from Montreal, 2024 fifth overall pick Ivan Demidov has signed an entry-level deal, joining the Canadians from SKA St. Petersburg of the KHL, being 27th in league scoring as a 19-year-old. The first year of his deal will be used no matter how many games he sees for the Habs. And last year's 9th overall pick for the Flames, defenseman Zane Perek has 107 points in 61 games for the Saginaw Spirit of the OHL. He's been recalled to the big leagues, joining the team tomorrow from Anaheim. And tonight, the Canucks and Stars face off. Toronto visits Florida on a 10-game slate. And from Prince Albert, the Oil Kings and Raiders go toe-to-toe in Game 7 of their series. That's a lone WHL matchup on tap. And a full MLB schedule sees the Jays and Red Sox rematching. Jays topping the Red Sox 6-2 yesterday. Right now, 2 games are live, including the Marlins and Mets tied at 2 at the bottom of the 5th inning. 10 games tonight in the NBA. Thunder and Lakers meet, while the Wizards battle the Pacers. This sports update is brought to you by Find Edmonton. Find takes your unused furniture and home goods to help those moving out of homelessness. Get donations picked up or drop them off free of charge. Visit findedmonton.com or call them at 780-988-1717. The boys roll on with the Reid Wilkins Show once we get back. On the other side of the break comes Zachary, Kubusch, and you're up to date.
Get your fix every single game with the GCL Diesel Oil Stream pregame and postgame shows with Tom Gazzola and Hernan Salas. Whether it's breaking down the starting lineup, predicting key matchups, or diving deep into the game's biggest moments, Tom and Hernan are here to give you the best insight and analysis in the city. After the final horn, get the breakdown of every key moment, performance, and player reactions. It's your one-stop shop for all things game day. Catch the GCL Diesel Oil Stream pregame and postgame shows with Tom Gazzola and Hernan Salas, only on Edmonton Sports Talk, your clear choice for Edmonton sports.
Gallo LLP is an Alberta-based accounting firm with expert chartered professional accountants in both our Edmonton and Sherwood Park accounting firms. Our experienced and innovative accountants provide financial advice that saves our clients money. Simply put, we help our clients protect their assets and grow their businesses. At Gallo LLP, they go beyond the numbers to ensure the continued success of your business. Reach out to Preet or John to discuss how they can help your business grow. Visit gallollp.ca today and see how they can help you take your business to the next level.
Do you have pets? Horses? Chickens? Did the place you used to get your feed recently close down? Have no fear. Clover Bar Feeds is here. Whether it's dogs, cats, horses, or chickens, Clover Bar Feeds has you covered. Offering a large variety of food and feed, you can trust the experts at Clover Bar Feeds. They've been family owned and operated for over 60 years. This means you can expect nothing less than top-notch service and selection. Come visit them at 200 Portage Close in Sherwood Park, or visit them online at cloverbarfeeds.com.
Looking for quality building materials and friendly advice? Visit us at Windsor Plywood Leduc, family owned and locally run since 1993. From interior materials for doors, flooring, baseboards, and all the finishing touches to all you need for your outdoor projects like cedar lumber for decks and fences, plus all the plywood you'd need. Our full-time on-staff carpenter can help with anything odd-sized or custom, and from domestic hardwoods to exotic selections, we've got you covered. And if we don't have it, we'll track it down for you. Windsor Plywood Leduc. We're the experts you need to know.
All right, thanks a lot for joining us this afternoon along with Jason Milne. I'm Reid Wilkins. We are live at the Bell in Scona. We have the KidSport Bids for Kids event coming up at 6 o'clock tonight, and we are pleased to be joined live from KidSport Edmonton. Graham Dixon is here. Graham, how are you doing?
I'm doing fantastic.
Thanks for taking. Yeah, well, I bet. Thanks for taking time to join us. I know you're busy getting things set up upstairs. The significance of Bids for Kids. Can you just kind of outline that for everybody?
Well, being a charitable organization, what we do is we help kids in the city of Edmonton get into sports programs, and this is our biggest single fundraiser of the year that we put on. So, you know, we love to have EST with us. It was a great event last year. This year is even bigger. Our silent auction is bigger. So we're hoping the 50-50 gets bigger this year. And yeah, it's a massive event for us, in-house fundraising. So yeah, really looking forward to it tonight.
So who got the Fords involved? That's amazing. Trey and Tyrell are going to be here.
Yeah, I put it forward when we were first starting to plan the event because of him signing. Looks like he's going to be the starting QB this year. And the buzz, I think, in the city for the Elks hasn't been this big in quite a while. And they've always been a good community partner, I think. And so, yeah, and he said he was moving to Edmonton now. And I just thought it'd be a good guy to have on. And so we reached out to the Elks, and I think it was within a day or so that he was like, yeah, I'm in. And pretty soon after that, we were like, oh, would anyone else, alumni or anyone want to come? And they were like, well, why not bring his brother on, Tyrell? And we're like, yeah, for sure, let's do it. So, yeah, we're excited to have them in. And, yeah, the Elks have been amazing in leading up to this event with anything we've asked, they've helped out with.
So for an event like tonight, obviously you're getting a lot of support from the Elks in the community. And obviously, like, we saw the silent auction up there. It's impressive, to say the least. But, the money that's raised tonight, for KidSport Edmonton, where does that go? And listeners that are listening in right now, I've been getting inundated with, how do I get on this online auction? How do I go and participate if I can't make it? But just fill us in on where these funds go and how exactly that helps the community and in Edmonton.
Yeah. So every dollar raised from this event, it doesn't go, we don't take any cut of it or anything like that. We're a full charitable organization in Edmonton. It's a national organization, but we're the Edmonton chapter. So every dollar raised goes to our grant program, which is the So All Kids Can Play grant program. And what we do with that is we help eligible families in the city of Edmonton get their kids into sport by subsidizing sport registration fees, up to $250 per child per year. And we keep seeing that go up. Last year, we were nearly 4,400 kids helped, over $1.1 million in registration fees subsidized in the city of Edmonton.
Holy.
And let me just say, it's going to go up this year from that for sure. We're on pace for over 5,000 kids this year.
So is the idea then that if somebody's, hey, I want to put my kids in sports, but as we all know, everybody listening knows, I mean, it ain't cheap.
No.
It's not cheap to register your kid, even in outdoor soccer. But the facilities cost, the referees cost, they add up. And, of course, nothing's getting cheaper by the day.
No.
But how does somebody find out, A, if they're eligible, or B, how they can maybe get to become a part of this program, this subsidization program?
Yeah. So we have a very simple motto. We wanted, when this program started, it was, we don't want to offer a bunch of go over the top. The sport organizations know what they're doing. They put the programs on. We want it to be simple. So we just give money to families that need it. It's a one-page application fee, or one-page application, either online or on paper, along with a copy of the financial eligibility, which is the Canada Child Benefit Notice, and the registration of the sport receipt. So we need to know that the child's actually registered into sport. And what we do is we kick the money back to the sport organization, who then sends it to the family. As well, we use the LICO system that the government uses, so the low income system, but we also increase that by 50%. Because we know, if somebody's on the LICO system, like they're needing help with the basics. So people that are 50% above that, to do those extracurricular things also probably need a little bit of help. And
right.
So, a lot more people are probably eligible for our program than may know.
Well, a great organization. Thanks for giving us those numbers on, the costs and what you're raising and how many kids and families you're helping. That's the most important thing for sure. So we have the link to the auction items. Jay's tweeted it out.
I've tweeted it. It's also in the description, as Koob said.
The show description on YouTube for people who want to go there. So places to get it. And this is a special event today, but we got to remind people, year-round, people can probably help, donate, volunteer, or whatever. So how can they just find a website and learn more?
So our website it's a long one, but if you go to basically KidSport Canada,
everybody Googles now.
What do they Google? Just look up KidSport Edmonton on Google. You'll figure it out. There's different ways you can help. We're always looking for volunteers to help out at events like these. We're looking for businesses to get involved, either through corporate giving, or if you're running an event and you're looking for a charitable partner and you're fundraising at that event, we're always up for partnering with that. If you're just looking to make a donation, we can do single donations. We have the option to sign up as a monthly donor. $25 a month gets one kid into sport.
Wow.
Yeah. And we're always looking for that. And obviously anything that's a $25 or more donation gets you a tax receipt. So
that's awesome. And it's the sport of their choice. I mean, I know this is a hockey-centric market, and sometimes people who aren't hockey families might say, well, what about me? But this is a sport of your choice. Right.
We have worked with over 500 sport clubs in the city.
Wow.
Which equals out to 70 different sports that we have funded. Wow. And I didn't know there were 70.
Yeah, I don't know if I could list 70. Yeah.
I had one parent come up to me, and their kid wanted to bowl. But they couldn't get him in. They got him into bowling, and now she showed me a picture. He's on Team Canada bowling.
No way.
Yeah.
Good for you.
That's incredible.
So any sport, we help it out.
Graham, this is awesome. Thanks for taking the time to join us. I know you got to keep getting things ready upstairs. It's going to be awesome to have Trey and Tyrell Ford here, and to have the auction items. And Dusty and I are doing the hot stove with them. And I know Mark Connolly here. He's always awesome guy to run into and have around. Thank you so much for hopping on.
Yeah, thank you guys.
Okay, that is Graham Dixon checking in from KidSport Edmonton. So he gave you the details. I mean, I'm so glad we had him on about what they do, who they help, how many kids, how many families that they help over the course of a year. And they're building towards another incredible year as well. 70 different sports. They have helped kids get involved. I don't know. Again, I don't know if we could name all of them. That's amazing. So good for them. And this is a really great day here at the Bell in Scona. If you're watching on YouTube, we got to move around here a little bit. So it's not a highly organized, it's not a multiple camera sitcom. So,
hey, it was hard enough for me to get this one set up. So just,
so
chill out, bro.
Yeah. That's awesome to have Graham on. Really important work. And I think that's the one thing I want to emphasize, Jay. I mean, the organizations like KidSport, and in the summer, there's going to be a lot of golf tournaments for a lot of different organizations. Those are big days for them. I would just say, don't forget about them maybe at other times of the year.
Yeah.
Or maybe you get to the end of the year or the end of a month or something, and you're like, you know what? I got, as he said, $25. Make a $25 donation. Get a kid involved in a sport. And I was actually, not that I had a pre-existing notion coming in necessarily, but I didn't even realize they would help that many kids. Like the value of that
it's unbelievable.
that they help with registration fees and all that kind of stuff. So it's really cool.
Yeah, kids in sport is a good thing. Active, healthy. So yeah, if you can do it, if you can do anything, and like Reid said earlier, the link to the online auction, which you got it, at least just check it out. At least just look so you can see what they are rolling with, because it's deep.
It's pretty cool.
It's in the description for the show. I also tweeted it out from the Yeg Sports Talk account.
All right. Keep giving us the thumbs up on YouTube. Give us a thumbs up for KidSport and the Bids for Kids event that is coming up tonight here at the Bell in Scona. Really great day for Jay and I. I mean, we're so lucky to be a small part of this and to get to be on location as a result, and at
a pub no less.
And at a pub no less. And we're gonna have more on the Bell in Scona coming up as well with Brad as we move throughout the show. So you'll learn more about this location and the venue and all that fun stuff. Let's do a little bit of. Oh, by the way, there might be other tickets, but there was I didn't have time to look at there's drink rail tickets to an Oilers game.
Yes.
And you've sat at the drink rail.
Phenomenal.
Yeah.
I've sat in Loge, and I would put them very similar. The freedom of having drink rail seats is just fantastic. So yes, they are there.
So that's one of the many amazing silent auctions.
And it is for the last regular season game of the year. So even if the Oilers totally implode and don't make the playoffs,
right,
it's okay. You'll still get to see them.
Good point. Because it's the Monday game against the Kings, right?
Yeah.
Right. Because what do we have now? Two. We got home, St. Louis, home San Jose, away Winnipeg.
No, home St. Louis, home. Yeah, sorry, San Jose. You said San Jose. I was going to say
Yes.
Sharks.
Well, it is the name of the club.
Then they go out to Winnipeg for one game and then home against the Kings.
And then they go back to San Jose for one. So it's finishing third must be so bad because
that's about all you're going to get.
Stay in California. They don't have to come back after going down there for one game. I was looking at some other teams' schedules too. And I noticed that I wish I could remember who it was now. Calgary might have that too, or Calgary might host a team where it's like a weird one-off where it's like the schedule maker's like, I did a good job for 81 games. Oilers, you're going to California for one.
Yeah, got to squeeze this one in.
Nashville, sorry, you got to go to Seattle for. I don't know, that wasn't one of them, but that is kind of weird. Zachary, thanks for listening as well. Thanks for your comment in the nasty chat. I'll get this out of the way on the Oilers because I know I've said this over the years and I've said it to you, and Rob and I would always say it on Overtime Open Line. You could do every post game show and every talk show on the referees in the National Hockey League.
Sure.
So I think you're kind of in line with how Rob and I approached it. Is that if there are blatantly bad calls or things that need to be discussed or rules that we don't understand, like goalie interference, we'll discuss them. But we're not going to just turn every show into
you
a
can't
complaint
just
about
continually
the
harp on
game.
the officiating.
And we should note the Oilers' power play stunk last night. But I
it
thought
looks like they're missing some key players.
You think? It was
getting
bad.
worse.
It was really bad last night. But I was actually surprised how hard Louis went up at them on the Sportsnet broadcast.
On the chicken wing from Radko Gudas.
The ref stunk.
They missed that.
They missed
the interference. And both of them were Gudas and Perry involved.
Right. So he body checks Perry when Perry doesn't have the puck.
Yeah.
Borderline headshot, looked like to me. And then he hits Perry in the neutral zone, but really he just gave him like a wrestling forearm
shiver to the back.
And then to be fair, I think it was one of the Oilers' power plays in the third period. Was it Arvidsson that got tripped?
Yes.
I didn't think he actually got tripped.
Yeah, that's true.
But then you saw that big scrum at the end of the period. And I think Louis made a good point. Like, that's can be a result of poor officiating.
They were talking about it. They were saying this has been bubbling up all night.
Right.
To this boiling over point because the refs were not handling it internally on the ice. And the big, I don't care who you are. Corey Perry gets chicken winged, cheap shot by Goose. Somebody has got to go do something. You cannot continually have this happen where nobody's answering that bell. And Darnell Nurse, okay, he had words. So what? Slash him as hard as you can in the midsection and deliver. I don't care. Take a 5-minute major. Get off You're not playing right now to win anyhow. They're not. They have to win one more game in regulation, and Calgary has to lose one more game. And then the rest is history. The playoffs are happening. To me, that just seems like nobody's answering that. Nobody's saying, okay, you cannot do that.
Right.
And the only person that could was the player it was happening to.
Right. Perry had to leave the ice for a while. Yeah, I'm going to go down this path one more time. Well, it probably won't be the last time. Well, I didn't bring it up on our show. I brought it up when I was on with Hernan and Tom after the game. And Janmark gets called for that tap on the gloves of Byfield in the neutral zone. And I've seen other penalties in other games or penalties that were called on other teams for fouling an Oiler. But I'm like, that's not a penalty. He didn't actually hook.
Right.
Sorry, offensive players have to expect some form of impeding.
Yes.
If you asked Byfield, hey, that last shift you played, was there a penalty committed on you? You'd probably I can't think of one. No, we called Janmark for slashing your gloves. He'd probably okay. But then
isn't that why you wear gloves?
Cross-checks we don't get called both ways. We've seen Oilers players cross-check guys and not get called, and we've seen Oilers players be cross-checked and not get called. But then they're going to call a little tap on the hands, and they're not going to call Gudas for the interference, and they're not going to call Gudas for trying to put his forearm through Perry's back. So that's a little. And look, I should say this: if I were the GM of an NHL team and someone said you have to have Gudas on your team, I'd be like, okay,
yeah.
What have I called him? He's a big slab of beef.
He is,
but he's very effective.
Every team would take him.
I have no problems with players who play close to the edge.
Nope,
none.
You'd rather have them.
None. But I also accept.
Do the Oilers have any remotely close?
Not like that.
Not like that.
I mean, as I continue to say, I think Leon might be their quote-unquote dirtiest player in some. Sometimes he gets mad.
It was Lieutenant Eric has arrived.
Oh, what's he doing here?
He's here for the party. Probably.
I think he walked like 4 hours from the West End after he left work at probably noon.
I think so. But what you did see from Trent Frederick, although it was 7 minutes and 10 seconds or whatever,
right?
There is a little glimmer of hope should he be able to get over this high ankle sprain. But that's sad to say.
Mm-hmm.
That is terrible for us to sit here and say, oh, but Frederick, he's played 7 minutes and 10 seconds for this team. And yet you're able to say, well, maybe he's the guy that we can look to for physicality.
Yeah.
And edge and grit.
But with Gudas, again, I would love to have him on my team. But I would also accept, okay, sometimes he's probably going to get thrown in the penalty box, or he might take a suspension every couple of years. But again, that's where the refs have to say. And again, yes, could have the Oilers done something about it? It's. I don't know. Cass was talking about it on Two Guys and a Goalie too. Like, it's different. You can't jump a guy. I mean, did anybody on Minnesota come out and jump McDavid after he chicken winged Johansson? I mean, that was every bit as bad, if not worse, as what Perry did. So again, like I'm saying, the Oilers aren't angels necessarily. I just thought it was.
A good point.
I just thought, and that's why I don't always want to bring up the refs, because sometimes calls are missed. Sometimes there's a 50-50 call that doesn't go the way you, the fan, might think it should go. Refs have a different view on the ice than you have on TV or sitting in row 15 if you're at the game. But you got to call blatant interference. Like, you got to call blatant, rough, borderline dirty, borderline dangerous plays. So that's what frustrates me as an observer of hockey. Let's let them cross-check each other in front of the net. But a player carrying the puck through the neutral zone gets a tap on the back of his gloves and momentarily shakes his hands and still controls the puck. Oh, that's slashing. Oh, we can't have that. Like, it doesn't make any sense.
Did you see Dostal in the third period slashing Hyman in front of the net?
Oh, there was that scrum that one time?
Yeah. But did you see that? Like, and then I almost thought, what? Because you could see the referee was talking to him, but that was strange. I don't think I've ever seen that, because Hyman was turning around and just sticking him back.
But it's like I've said sometimes, it's like the closer you are to the net, the more you can get away with.
Sure.
Which doesn't necessarily always make sense either. All right. We are live at the Bell in Scona Brewery. We're having a great afternoon here. We got, let's, I don't know why we got a bit of a pause here, but don't delay. Click away the thumbs up on YouTube.
If everybody did it, we'd be over 200. We'd almost beat a show record.
Yeah, I'm not sure what people are I think they're waiting for. They're waiting for Jasmine to get into the nasty chat. Now she's here. Hey,
and
Jasmine, how's it going?
Maybe a thumbs clue.
She will be our thumb-spiration.
Oh, well said.
We'll more chat on the Oilers here for GCL Diesel with the Oil Understood coming up after the 4 o'clock break.
The Lock Shop.
I don't think either of those teams are going to be around for long once they play the Capitals in the first round. I know there's some people that, much like people who doubted the Jets season, the same thing's happening with Washington right now. I mean, they're not getting pushed like the Jets are by Dallas.
You almost need like a disrespect parlay where the Capitals and Jets make the Stanley Cup final.
It's pretty wild for teams that have been at the top of the league all season long.
The Lock Shop, weekday mornings at 11, only on Edmonton Sports Talk, your clear choice for Edmonton sports.
The River Cree Resort and Casino presents Bump and Grind Rewind, May 16th, featuring Drew Hill. With Cisco and Genuine, plus DJ Hartman B. Bump and Grind Rewind. Friday, May 16th at the River Cree Resort and Casino. Get your tickets now at rivercreeresort.com.
You've heard the name, but what does it mean? For over 66 years, William Huff Advertising has supplied signage from screen printing to digital to LED with design, production, and install in-house. It's a one-stop shop for all your signage needs. Edmonton owned and operated, William Huff has been trusted by the biggest companies and teams in the City of Champions and many others across the country to do the job. If you're looking for a way to get the word out about your company or event, they are the answer. Go to www.williamhuff.com. Their results speak for themselves.
Play more tables and games.
Play more tables and games. Make the most of your bad game. Oh, you want to, you need
losing 3-2 in Anaheim with a shorthanded roster last night, the Oilers have recalled Noah Philp from Bakersfield on an emergency basis, with the Oilers facing the Blues tomorrow. And the Canadians are bringing over Ivan Demidov from the KHL, with the Habs selecting him 5th overall last season. He's signed his entry-level contract, coming to the NHL for the remainder of the season, with his first year of his contract being used regardless of his games played. And the Canadians' Red Wings are in action tonight. Elsewhere, the Sens and Blue Jackets face off, seeing 10 games in the NHL. And it's do or die for the Oil Kings. They were up 3-1 in their series against the Raiders, but from Prince Albert, it's Game 7 tonight. And former Blue Jays pitcher Octavio Dotel has passed away after a roof collapsed last night in a famous Dominican nightclub. Dotel was 51 years old. In Toronto and Boston, rematch today. Jays winning 6-2 yesterday. 14 other games are on tap, 2 of which are live. Mets have taken a 6-2 lead over the Marlins at the top of the 6th inning. Basketball sees 10 games on tap. The Celtics taking on the Knicks. I'm Zachary Kubusch. That was your sports update. The second hour of the Reid Wilkins Show starts right now.
All right, thanks a lot for joining us this afternoon. 7 minutes after 4. We are on location. If you're watching us on YouTube, yes, there is beer brewing behind us. We are at the Bell In Scona Brewery, and Jay and I are live here till 6 doing the show. And then there's a KidSport event. The KidSport Bids for Kids is upstairs. Dustin Nielsen, he's our boss, Jay. He's going to be here. Trey and Tyrell Ford will be here. Mark Connolly from CBC will be here, part of the event as well. It's always good. I've seen Mark at a couple of Oilers games. He's such a nice guy. He's always good to catch up with as well. So that's all going on. And
never met him.
Well, maybe you will today.
Yeah.
He's an awesome guy.
Yeah.
Awesome guy. So you can bid on the auction items by going to the link in the show description on YouTube, or you tweet it out through the Edmonton Sports Talk account.
I did.
And then there's the silent auction going on tonight. So you could have you could be at home and get into a bidding war with someone here.
Can't wait, bro. You know what's funny is, have you noticed that picture?
It's a shadow of a chicken. Does it change?
It's a shadow of a chick.
Oh, and then
as a chicken, but it changes. It looks like a piece of art, but it's clearly a TV.
Oh, it's a TV screen. So they must have it hooked up to.
I've never seen.
Like it's
a
very large
have a sheen of a TV, right? It looks like it's on a.
Yeah, that's cool.
What do you call it?
So it's like a digital frame, basically, but it's the size of a large screen TV, big screen TV. That's cool.
Very nice. This is a cool spot.
Yeah, this
if you
is
haven't
great.
been down here, it's worth the while.
Come here in a day when I'm not working.
Yeah,
which would be pretty cool. You can get in touch texting the River Cree Resort and Casino inbox, 780-218-9999. River Cree Resort and Casino, home of the Kitchen Restaurant, all you can eat surf and turf for just $59.99 every Friday from 4 to 10 p.m. So the Oilers played one man short yesterday, so Noah Philp called up today on an emergency basis, so his number doesn't count against the cap here. And the Oilers will play the Blues, who had their winning streak snapped last night by the Jets. So the Oilers are Blues, 8 o'clock tomorrow at Rogers Place, 7 o'clock pregame show with Tom and Hernan here on Edmonton Sports Talk tomorrow night, and then they'll jump on after the game as well. As we transition to the Oil Understood, presented by GCL Diesel, providers of the best diesel engine components around, from turbochargers to injectors, fuel pumps to sensors. They are the critical engine component experts, proud to serve Edmonton and Northern Alberta for over 50 years, and now a partner of Edmonton Sports Talk and the Reid Wilkins Show. GCL Diesel. Diesel. Understood. Did the Koob bring himself up in the middle of the pause? I think he did.
He generally does, yeah.
Does he do that? I don't even notice that. Yeah.
I mix it in sometimes. You guys don't notice.
Because I'm so invested in my pause that I don't notice what's going on. Well, I often don't notice what's going on around me, to be fair.
Fair point.
I did.
It's different.
Right. Okay. So it's that's cool. It's a digital frame that displays art.
But it just doesn't look like it. It doesn't have a sheen. See the TV there? The TV there has a sheen.
Yeah. Maybe it's got
like
a matte finish. They must have something over top of it.
God, man. God bless technology.
Technology really. God bless technology. There's the quote of the day.
You heard it here
Jason,
first.
You heard it here first. Jay's going to be at church on Sunday. Excuse me. Could you just have one more blessing, please, for technology?
Reid, why did the Oilers lose last night?
Well, they can't score.
Yeah.
I know there were other things that happened. I know Bouchard is being singled out again, and fair enough. But here's the thing: I really think the story for me is that it's catching up to them that they don't have Draisaitl nor McDavid in the lineup. And I said this when they were first both hurt, that we're going to get to nights where they get 2 nights, where they play well, they work hard, they maybe even have chances, and they just don't score. So now in the third period, they did have a lot of good looks, and Anaheim clearly was giving the puck away a lot. But I mean, I watched that game and can't help but think, what if McDavid or Draisaitl are playing? Like the quality of the chances just would have been a little bit better when they were on the ice. Certainly the power play was a travesty last night.
It's so
they couldn't set it up.
They can't even get it set up.
No.
And I mean, that, Reid, I would give more of a pass on the power play than I would the 5-on-5, because the power play, you're missing 3 players off your power play, right? And I mean, I guess Ekholm,
but it's usually on the second unit.
Usually on the second unit, but without McDavid and Draisaitl gaining zone, with the zone entry where they just skated in, looks effortless. Right. Well, it's kind of hard. They both just make it look really easy. Bouchard, not his best night, and what have you said on this show all year that's gonna happen. Those games are gonna happen. If Bouchard doesn't clang that off the bar with however many
4 seconds left or whatever,
this is a totally different conversation right now, right? And that's what he's capable of. Unfortunately, Oilers fans have to suffer through his defensive inefficiencies, which are quite clear and glaring.
Well, I will also say this, that who was it, McTavish that got the breakaway goal? And I realized Bush was kind of sucked down out of place, but Kapanen can't turn that puck over.
He's got to protect the puck.
And he's done that at other times.
Oh, yeah.
Sometimes, often in the neutral zone. He's not as tidy with the puck as I would like. So, again, now, to be fair, Anaheim turned the puck over a ton and could not get out. And side note, if you had to list a goalie in the league that has the Oilers number, would it not be Joe Stahl, even though they've beaten him a lot of
47 shots.
But he had that game a few years ago at Rogers Place where he had a ton of saves, and they were just under fire in the third period. But again, there were some chances around the net where, Connor Brown, I think, had that one, and he missed it, tapping it. And then
I will give the Oilers credit. They gave it in the third period.
Yes.
They made that an interesting game. They made it close. They could have just sat down and said, the hell with it. Let's get out of here and let's get back to Edmonton. They did everything they could. I mean, Arvidsson with that howitzer.
He hit the bar
off
too.
The bar.
Yeah. And was that a power play shot?
Yeah.
So that was their best chance on the power play.
Posts aren't goals. Listen, I understand that. But it could have been worse, Reid, if you really want to think about it. But the problem is there's 47 shots and 2 goals. And that just does not equate. That is not. But I mean, they're not scoring many more than 3 goals in the last however many 10 games.
Yeah,
3 is kind of the height.
Yeah, so I mean, they're missing the big guys. We'll see what they do with the morning skate tomorrow, if anybody might be coming back.
Are you surprised? Does this surprise you that they're struggling without their made leaders on the team and probably in the locker room?
No,
right?
But this leads into my worst case scenario concern.
Okay.
And I said it before Draisaitl came back, and then Draisaitl was prolific against Calgary. I thought, okay, took the game over, tied it, and won it, and was awesome the entire game. So my worst case scenario was that you don't get Draisaitl, McDavid, and Ekholm back, or if you do get them back, they're not healthy. Well, right now, none of them are playing, right? And as I've said, and you just eventually cannot win without these guys. So the Oilers have 93 points. Calgary has 87. Calgary's max
97
is 97 points. The Oilers would have the tiebreaker because they're going to finish with more, would likely finish with more regulation wins if they both got the 97. Because the Oilers would have eliminated them last night with a win and a Calgary loss. Neither happened. Now
2 wins for the Oilers is what they need.
Basically, the Oilers need 2 wins. And
they
do play the Sharks twice, but the Sharks played them tough.
Mm-hmm.
The Sharks aren't going out and rolling over. So now maybe these guys start coming back this week. But as I've said, this is not like, let's just assume the Oilers are going to be in the playoffs. I am refused to assume that. Calgary's been a very plucky team all year. I believe they were trailing going into the third period last. They were, and they got 3 in the third, and then San Jose got 1 back. The Flames are 6-2-2 in their last 10. They are not going away. Now, yes, Calgary has to go probably 5-0 or 4-0-1. So this is not going to be easy for them by any means, but you can't rule it out because I hate to say this, everybody, it is not absurd for the Oilers to go 1-4 the rest of the way, especially if they do not get these guys back.
Well, that's the big question here, Reid. And how long do you think? Because the word on the street and from Knobloch's mouth has been, if this was playoffs, they could go. Well, when is it panic time?
When is it that you want to clinch a playoff spot?
Okay, looking at the Flames, they're in Anaheim tomorrow, home to Minnesota on Friday, home to the Sharks, home to Vegas, and away at the Kings to finish out. So 3 of those 5 games are 3 of those 5 games are against teams that are better than them in the standings. So the likelihood of them coming out of there,
and it's hard to win 5 in a row. It'd be 6 in a row, I guess.
But the problem is that it's not mathematically not an option.
Right, and look, I know I'm talking about worst case scenario, but they might be playing a Golden Knights team that has nothing to play for.
Exactly.
They might be playing an LA team that has nothing to play for. Last couple of games of the season.
Yeah.
And the Flames could have everything to play for. Now, maybe the Oilers go out and beat St. Louis tomorrow, which is entirely possible. And St. Louis, let's face it, is missing one of their best players. Maybe their best player over the last couple of months, and that's Dylan Holloway. So I know it's a very specific set of circumstances that has to occur for the Oilers to not make the postseason, but they are circumstances that exist out in the universe.
Yes.
Daniel Y says, when is it a coach issue? Are you there yet, Reid? No, I'm not, Daniel. I don't know why. Again, what's the coach issue? Like, is the coach supposed to turn Max Jones into Leon Draisaitl because Leon Draisaitl isn't playing and Max Jones can't bury a one-timer on a 2-on-1?
3-on-1.
Or whatever it was? Yeah.
Good point.
I mean, Knobloch's been criticized for playing Draisaitl and McDavid together too much. Well, he doesn't even have that choice now.
I think whenever a team is struggling, it's easy to say, well, the coaching must be an issue.
Right.
But the reason that this team is clearly struggling is more due to health than anything, which is out of the coach's hands. And quite frankly, I mean, what do you think of Olivier Rodrigues' game last night?
I thought he played fine. I mean, the goals that were allowed were grade A chances. I mean, and yes, I know you want him to make saves, but I thought he made some good saves in that game. And to me, he didn't look. I didn't think he looked uncomfortable or panicky or like, oh my God, I'm in the NHL. I thought he played. I thought he played well.
I mean, aside from Bouchard, throw Kapanen in there, that was a decent effort from the Oilers, as best as you can have. You got to remember, they're missing 3 of very, very important players.
Yeah, And it is a factor. I know whenever we talk about injuries, there some fans will say,
why do you have to explain that? Why do you have to justify that?
Because don't make excuses. No, it's a fact. Just like when they beat Minnesota 7-1, we said, hey, good for the Oilers to go out there, but we also pointed out the Wild were missing 6 players or something. Stuff happens. Just like if St. Louis maybe can't drive the zone tomorrow, we'll say, well, you know what, they would have been better if Holloway played. So those are all factors in the lineup. So I just, again, as the rules are for this show, you can make any claim you want or criticism you want, but back it up so we understand what you're talking about. I don't think the Oilers' struggles over the last 8 or 9 games is coach related. I mean, I could turn that around and say, well, he didn't have McDavid or Draisaitl, and he only had 11 forwards, and he put together line combinations that had 47 shots. Right?
Norman at Combine says it's not the coach. Mike from Calgary says the only thing is that the Flames play teams that likely sit guys in their final games, which you alluded to.
Yes.
And Andrew the Accountant, this is coming in on the River Cree inbox, 780-218-9999. Hey, boys, any reason Skinner wasn't on during the last minute? He scored the goal to make it 3-2, and then Knobloch didn't put him out, which is a little baffling to me.
Was he not on the previous shift? I can't remember. I have to go back and watch.
I'd have to look back. That was such a wild finish.
I mean, Henrique was on for the face-offs. Hyman was on.
Well, Perry had to go off. Perry
on.
was on because he had to go off when they had to put Rodrigue back in the net.
And were Wallman and Bouchard the point men right at the end?
Yes.
Was Skinner? Oh, Nuge was on.
Nuge.
Did I say Nuge? But Henrique was, because didn't Henrique win like 85% of his face-offs?
Well, and
like
then
that?
the one that they had outside of the right in front of the bench because Bouchard was putting it in and unfortunately went into the bench, so they didn't even get.
Yeah, that was a weird one too.
I don't know. I just it is what it is at this point. Like this team is not dying. The team is not gone. The team is missing 2 limbs.
But again, that's my concern though. But that's my concern is that if they don't get these guys back or they come back and aren't healthy, that they just won't score and they're going to lose games. And Calgary's going to keep getting a little more belief every night the Oilers don't get points.
Well,
that's my fear.
Nobody,
do I think it's likely? No,
but it's highly improbable. But there is still a chance, and there's nothing like cheering against the Flames, right?
Well, we're going to talk about Canadian teams going into the playoffs because I think there could be some very intriguing hockey and series to come. You can keep getting in touch, 780-218-9999. Jay was reading some of your messages from the River Cree Resort and Casino inbox. You can email Reid at EdmontonSportsTalk.com, and you continue chatting with us and with each other in the Nasty Chat on YouTube. If you are on the YouTube stream, click that thumbs up button. We are approaching the halfway point of the show. And we are almost at 100 thumbs. It slowed down a little bit. I don't know if people are confused.
Well, we need the thumb.
Maybe they're tuning in.
Remix, Reid.
We need the thumb remix, and maybe they're tuning in and they're like, oh, this is the wrong show because we're at a brewery. But no, this is us. We're on location. We got a different background.
This is us.
It's fun.
Don't let
that was a show.
Copper. What is that? A cat? What is this? A cask?
It's a. What do you call it? A keg? No, it's not a keg. What do you call these? Drums?
No, this is like. We'll have to find out.
What do you call a thing you brew beer in, everybody? These big things behind us. Anyway, here comes the Koob.
Edmonton has recalled Noah Philp from the AHL on an emergency basis, playing short a forward last night in a 3-2 loss to Anaheim. And out east, Montreal's 5th overall pick from last season, Ivan Demidov, has signed his entry-level deal with the Habs. The first year of his deal will be used up no matter how many games he sees this season. And 10 games are on tap. The Red Wings battle the Canadiens, Bruins, and Devils face off while the Avs and Golden Knights drop the puck. Meanwhile, Edmonton hits the ice in Prince Albert in Game 7 of their first-round series in WHL playoff action. And after winning 6-2 yesterday, the Jays take on the Red Sox once again. A full schedule in MLB. Right now, 2 games are underway. It's scoreless at the bottom of the 8th between the White Sox and the Guardians, while the Marlins are trying to push back as they trail 6-5 to the Mets at the bottom of the 6th. And former Blue Jays pitcher Octavio Dotel is one of at least 58 people who were killed last night when a roof collapsed at a nightclub. Dotel was 51 years old. On the court, there's 10 games, including the Cavs meeting the Bulls. This sports update is brought to you by Paramount Flooring. Proudly serving Edmonton and area for over 30 years, their West End showroom is open 7 days a week. You can also shop online at paramountflooring.ca. I'm Zachary Kubusch. The Reid Wilkins Show returns on the other side of the break.
Got some gently used furniture or home goods that need a new home? Find Edmonton is here to help. Every month we furnish over 100 homes to those transitioning out of homelessness, and we need your gently used furniture and home goods. Drop off at 5120 122nd Street or call for free local pickup. Just visit findedmonton.com to learn how your donations can help create a home for someone in need. Plus shop our thrift store, in-store or online, with proceeds benefit those moving out of homelessness through housing supports. Visit us at findedmonton.com. Find Edmonton, supporting our community one home at a time.
Craving a late night snack? Hit the Banquet for our new late night happy hour. Sunday to Thursday, 9 p.m. till close. Try favorites like sweet and spicy lettuce wraps or our Banquet burger and fries, all at happy hour prices. The Banquet. Get real. Play hard.
The River Cree Resort and Casino presents Bump and Grind Rewind, May 16th, featuring Drew Hill. With Cisco and Genuine, plus DJ Hartman B. Let me see that Bump and Grind Rewind. Friday, May 16th at the River Cree Resort and Casino. Get your tickets now at rivercreeresort.com.
Well, it's like we're just talking about stuff.
That's what we do. We just
I'm having a granola bar.
Yeah.
Good.
I've got an update. I'm going to send it over to the Koob. And when you get this Koob, you go ahead and throw it up so long as we're not in the middle of something.
What is, am I allowed to know what it is? Or going to wait?
Well, I think you know, but the EST Farm Report.
Well, that's back.
Yeah.
Well, you know, with spring has sprung.
Spring has sprung, and we've got a duckling. Donald the duck. Last time it was Daisy.
Okay, do we want to? I feel like any duck that gets mentioned on your show is.
We're going to break the trend. We're going to break the trend. We are not. It's not going to be eaten by a great horned owl, like the other one was. But yeah, the girls have it inside. So I've sent a picture to the Koob.
You have another house duck.
We have another house duckling.
Maybe you could bring the duck to work someday, and it can be in the Banquet studio. Craving a late night snack? Check out the Banquet's new late night happy hour menu. Sunday to Thursday, 9 p.m. till close. Enjoy favorites like sweet and spicy lettuce wraps or the Banquet burger at happy hour prices. The Banquet. Get real. Play hard. Banquet studio is mobile today. We're at the Bell. Where are we at? The Bell In Scona Brewery.
And we've received a limerick.
Oh, good.
Yeah.
Bronco. I'm not getting any limericks. I think there's something wrong with my email.
Bronco Nick has sent in a limerick.
Oh, there it is. Yeah, you can read it.
EST is at the Bell In Scona. Good food to have. No Bologna.
Oh, that's pretty good.
The charity wins. Everybody grins. Maybe karaoke. Ma Sharona.
Oh, that's good.
Well,
that is very good.
Bronco Nick coming in hot. That was really good.
That was excellent.
Well done, sir.
By the way, if you want to, so first of all, Google KidSport Edmonton or KidSport Edmonton bids for kids, and then follow the links on our socials to see the auction items that are going to be tonight. Trey and Tyrell Ford are going to be here. They'll be doing a hot stove with Dustin and me, and then and we're going to have somebody from the Bell In Scona Brewery coming up on the show here in about 10 or 15 minutes. Their website is pretty simple: Bell In Scona Brewery. Oh my God, Matthew Awanek is here.
Ugh.
I was hoping to have a day without seeing him, but fortune does not shine on me to that extent.
Good for Matty.
Keep giving us the thumbs up on YouTube. We're less than 10 away, from 100. So let's get there. Halfway point of the show, and then we build into word of the day territory as we hop into buying or selling for Damon Bunting, a consistent top-producing realtor in the greater Edmonton area for over 17 years. He and his team would love to help you find that right home or make the move from your current home. Community-driven, he understands what it takes to make a difference in our city. Check him out, DamonBunting.com. Instagram handle, Damon Bunting Real Estate. Where do you want to go here? Do you want to do let's do the Leo topic first, or the Canadian teams topic? Which were you more ready for?
Says the Reid Wilkins show with Jay.
Okay, let's do. I think you wanted to do this one. I was just thinking because, and we've touched on this. I mean, it's an interesting story this year. The Ottawa Senators going to be in the playoffs. They have 42 wins and 90 points. The Montreal Canadiens are going to be in. They have a 6-point cushion. And on Saturday, I watched the third period of the Canadiens and the Flyers. And it just seems, when I do catch the Canadiens playing, they just seem to be playing with this Joey de Vivre.
Joey de Vivre.
Like they, and I know they're playing Philly, who are awful and probably have given up. But I just look at the Canadiens and I'm like, they're just going for it. They're playing free. I don't know.
Almost like they've got nothing to lose.
Right. That Lane Hudson is a great defenseman. Did you see the goal he scored on Saturday night? It was one of the short side,
unbelievable,
over the goalie's shoulder, Samuel Erston's shoulder, that just infuriates people when it goes in on your goalie. But if you're the fan of the team, but it just puts it in. Suzuki's playing great. I think isn't he one of the leading scorers in the league since the Four Nations face-off or something like that. And then, we're going to have the Jets in the playoffs, the likely President Trophy winners. They're now 5 up on Dallas, 3 up on Washington. Despite my doom and gloom possibilities, the Oilers should be in. So we're going to have five Canadian teams in the playoffs. Which Canadian team do you think is just going to be the most, like, if you were, let's say we weren't in Edmonton, or you were and you weren't a broadcaster, you were just totally, I'm just going to watch hockey in the first round. And, there's a lot of choices, obviously. Which Canadian team would you be like, I want to make sure I watch them play?
Now, this is a bit of a trick question.
A little bit, yeah.
Because, like you said, Montreal is playing footloose and fancy free. It's actually quite energizing to watch. Just the excitement. It looks like, you know what it looks like? It looks like a junior team that's just having fun.
Right.
You know what I mean? You get that excitement from them. But there's no question. The way it looks right now, that Toronto would be facing Ottawa, right?
Yes. Yeah, because Ottawa's actually past New Jersey, but they're in different divisions.
That's right.
So Ottawa stays in the wild card. New Jersey, you're preseason Eastern Conference champion.
That's right. And it's too tantalizing not to
watch
wish
Toronto
into existence and hope and pray that Toronto somehow finds a way to make this go 7, or you could just see them going up 2-0. Toronto getting both at home and then falling flat on their face and going back to Ottawa down 3-2.
Right.
You could just
or
see
down.
It.
Oh, for game 6, yeah.
For game 6,
yeah.
Now, not that I'm just here to say anti-Toronto, but there is, and you know what? As Western Canadians, you understand this. And sorry to those that are listening to us from wherever you are. If you're listening from Markham, Ontario, I'm sorry about
we're big in Mississauga.
Yeah,
the sausage.
But it is kind of a little much from time to time.
Yes,
the love-in for Toronto sports, the love-in for the Maple Leafs. You must understand that it does bring us some joy to sometimes see them fail. And to have it come at the hands of a provincial rival, nonetheless, that one is just screams excitement.
So that would be a compelling series for you.
Oh, gosh, yes.
So, I mean, likely we're going to have 2 Canadian teams in one series. That's a good one. And the Leafs, the Leafs might finish first in that division. They got the inside track right now. An interesting Tampa Bay's past Florida. Florida's not doing well lately.
No.
The Leafs are. I also feel, though, that maybe as much as the Leafs get talked about, I almost feel like Trey Living's good. Like, he's bulked up that team.
Sure.
You know, the goaltending's been good. They got Matthews. They got Marner. Now, and I brought this because I said on a show last week or the week before that Ottawa is going to get rolled by the Leafs. And to be fair, a listener very rightfully pointed out the counter to that is that Ottawa, did they not go 4-0 against Toronto this season? Now, the playoffs can be a different story.
Mm-hmm.
But that all-Canadian matchup, Battle of Ontario, will be intriguing. I honestly think that whatever series Winnipeg plays in is going to be the least interesting.
Well,
especially if they avoid St. Louis.
Yeah, but you look at the odds for winning the Stanley Cup, and I know this isn't reality, but nobody's giving Washington or Winnipeg, at least bettors, are not giving them their due credit when it comes to the odds of winning the Stanley Cup.
Yeah.
I mean, these are the two top teams, yet they're in the bottom 5 of the top 10 of playoff teams to win the Stanley Cup.
Which is crazy. Well, Washington, Montreal is probably going to be a series. I know it's ancient history. What was the year? Was it 08 or 2010? Washington was upset by the Canadians in the first round. So there's no, well, I guess Ovechkin would have been on that team. But Montreal, Washington will be interesting. And then, like, if I were someone who just wanted to sit around and watch, then you'll have the storyline of the Oilers and the Kings for the 4th consecutive year.
Yes.
This time with LA very likely having home ice advantage, and Edmonton maybe getting their team back in time for the postseason. So this is, I mean, I just think the playoffs are always great, but I think for Canadian hockey fans, there are a lot of cool stories. I mean, this isn't a year with, 3 Canadian teams made the playoffs and they all have like 84 points and are probably going to get destroyed in the first round. You know, like, Leafs are good. Ottawa and Montreal have that energy that I don't know what. Winnipeg's going to win the President's Trophy, and Edmonton's got star players that you hope are coming back healthy, and they were in the final last year. I just think I think that the storylines are extra tantalizing, so to speak.
And you know what's a real bummer too is if Ottawa can go ahead and screw this up and somehow pass Florida.
Well, that's a good point. That's not the realm of possibility either.
That's going to piss off a lot of people because here you have it nice and easy: Tampa versus Florida, round 1.
Right.
Oh, it's easy travel. There's nothing.
And Ottawa, Toronto, yeah.
And Ottawa, Toronto, chef's kiss. But here comes Ottawa, 6-3-1 in their last 10, on a heater, and they've been playing really good hockey. They're 2 points back of Florida.
Yeah. That's a good point, how good Ottawa is. I mean, Ottawa is, 3 points behind the Oilers. Who would have thought that?
Well, you
wouldn't. At the beginning of the season. You wouldn't have thought that.
No.
Did either one of us have Ottawa?
And Brady Tkachuk's not even playing right now.
One of us might have had Ottawa making it.
You want to check?
Well, we can check later. Okay, if you got it. We did not have Montreal in for sure, right? There's no way we had Montreal in. One of us might have had Ottawa in.
Got the golden book here. Reid.
I know I had Nashville in, and they won't be. Well, you still have all the picks right there.
Western, no. Panthers, Islanders. And we both had the same. I had Detroit, you had Tampa Bay. But no, neither of us had Ottawa or Montreal.
Yeah. And we both had Vancouver in, and they're going to miss. So, anyway, keep hammering that thumbs up on YouTube. Let's get to 100 here in the next, during the commercial break, because we're right on the cusp of it, and then we can keep building it from there. Buying or selling, presented by Damon Bunting. I want to talk about the Hart Trophy and how being out of the lineup might affect Leon as well. But we're going to have, after the break here, Brad Dokes from the Bell in Scona checking in as they're hosting us today and hosting the KidSport Bids for Kids event tonight with Tre Ford and Tyrell Ford. Here comes the Koob.
After dressing 11 forwards and 6 defensemen last night in a 3-2 loss to the Ducks, Noah Philp has been recalled from the Oilers from the AHL, joining the team on an emergency basis. And big news in Montreal, last year's 5th overall pick, Ivan Demidov, is leaving SKA St. Petersburg to join the Canadiens after he signed his entry-level deal earlier today. And for the Jets, Chaz Lucius has announced his retirement due to the effects of Ehlers-Danlos syndrome with the Winnipeg draft 18th overall 2021 pick, playing 25 games in the AHL, recording 9 points for the Manitoba Moose. Tonight, the Wings and Canadiens are in action, while the Maple Leafs and Panthers drop the puck, seeing 10 games around the NHL. And Game 7 between the Oil Kings and Raiders shakes down in Prince Albert for the lone WHL matchup on tap. In Toronto and Boston go at it for the second of 4 straight meetings. Jays winning 6-2 yesterday. 2 games are live right now, including the Marlins trailing 9-5 to the Mets. And 10 games tonight in the NBA. Thunder and Lakers meet while the Wizards battle the Pacers. This sports update is brought to you by Windsor Plywood Leduc, locally owned and operated, serving Leduc and surrounding area since '93. They have doors, flooring, baseboards, and of course, plywood. Go see the knowledgeable staff today at Windsor Plywood Leduc. The show rolls on once we get back on the other side of the break. I'm Zachary Kubusch, keeping you up to date.
Get your fix every single game with the GCL Diesel Oil Stream pregame and postgame shows with Tom Gazzola and Hernan Salas. Whether it's breaking down the starting lineup, predicting key matchups, or diving deep into the game's biggest moments, Tom and Hernan are here to give you the best insight and analysis in the city. After the final horn, get the breakdown of every key moment, performance, and player reactions. It's your one-stop shop for all things game day. Catch the GCL Diesel Oil Stream pregame and postgame shows with Tom Gazzola and Hernan Salas, only on Edmonton Sports Talk, your clear choice for Edmonton sports.
You've always known GCL Diesel as the experts in diesel fuel systems, but did you know that GCL is also your source for turbochargers and turbo repair? As a turbo supplier for Garrett, Borg Warner, and Holset, GCL can provide genuine original equipment turbos at wholesale prices. Whether it's diesel, gas, natural gas, or performance, we can provide you with the turbo or custom repair you require. Turbo questions? We've got turbo answers. Visit us in the West End or online at gcldiesel.com. GCL Diesel, turbochargers, understood.
Since 1952, William Huff has been the heartbeat of Edmonton's advertising world. From humble beginnings to a citywide powerhouse, we've been the go-to for signage from print to design and installation. Partnering with Edmonton's top sports franchises and major events, we've helped shape the city's global reputation. Our secret? Unmatched customer service, decades of experience, and a passion for excellence we call the William Huff Advantage. Visit us online at williamhuff.com.
Here at lunch and then have a really good show. They go. All right, here we go. All right. Thanks a lot for joining us this afternoon. We are live at the Bell in Scona. The Oilers traveled today. They will play St. Louis tomorrow at 8 at Rogers Place. We'll have a 7 p.m. GCL Diesel Oil Stream pregame show. I do want to quickly mention here before we bring you in, Brad, the Oil Kings are in Prince Albert tonight for Game 7. Their season's on the line. Oil Kings play-by-play voice Matt Barrett is scheduled to join us at about 20 after 5 to tee up that game. Brad Dokes with the Bell here in Scona. Hey, thanks for having us down, first of all. We love being on location. This is such a cool spot.
Yeah, our pleasure. Anytime you guys want
to hang on. Oh, I muted you. I'm sorry.
No,
I have not muted you.
Happens a lot. It's all good. Yeah, no, thanks for inviting me on, guys. I really do appreciate it. Anytime you guys are looking to get out of the office, out of the studio.
Well, watch what you wish for there, Brad. Why? Do you really want us just rolling up with our equipment
we'll have every day? No worries.
Well, this is awesome. And I want to talk a little bit about the history of this building and you guys taking it over and all the great stuff you're doing. But bids for KidSport tonight. It's going to be upstairs. I mean, just how cool is it for the Bell to be involved with this?
Yeah, it's a really great opportunity for us. They did it last year here with us for the first time, and we're lucky to have them back doing it for a second year. Graham and Dana are fantastic to work with. It's a great organization, great cause, and we're happy to really be a part of it.
Yeah, and you've got us going here with some nice lagers.
Diboja. Can't do it
Cheers.
without it. Cheers, guys.
What are we drinking here?
Wow, that's really good.
This is our Bell Lager. So
very good. So how many beers do you have here?
We make 6 beers kind of on our core that we're kind of always pumping out. We do some pilot batches, some smaller stuff where you only get a keg or 2. So we're working on a couple of those right now as well. It's always kind of rotating and changing, but you can always expect kind of the core 6 from us.
And recently you were on the Sobeys Liquor Beer of the Week.
Yeah.
On the Nielsen show in the morning.
Yeah, a couple weeks ago I spent a Friday morning drinking beers with the boys in the morning. So Nielsen and Lieutenant. So it was great doing that with them as well.
All right. So this is interesting for me because I used to live on 105th and 78th. I'm pointing sort of southwest from where we are. And this was, and it's really cool you have the old sign. This was the B Bell Bakery. And occasionally I might stop in here for a little treat or whatever.
Yeah.
So what is the history of this building then? I guess since the mid-90s when I was coming here when it was a bakery.
Yeah, it's, I think there's a lot of kind of stories about this building for sure. I think the very first thing it ever was a fire hall. So like the big arched windows, all that kind of stuff, it kind of lends to that. I can't confirm that, but I think that I've heard that one a few times for sure. Most famously, it was the B Bell Health Bakery. So we wanted to pay a little homage to that by recreating the sign. The actual sign that was here when it was open is actually in the Neon Hall of Fame down by the rink.
Oh, no way.
Yeah,
Okay.
so that's hanging there. So this is a knockoff, but we love it, and it's definitely part of the history of this building that we wanted to acknowledge for sure. And then from there, it became a brewery, and that didn't work out. COVID was tough on a lot of things in the restaurant industry, and we were lucky enough to kind of come in and get our hands on it, and here we are.
Well, it's an incredible spot. I mean, obviously the neighborhood and the foot traffic and everything going on around here is pretty cool. And the patio's off and running?
Patio, we just opened it up last weekend with the great weather we had too, right? So I was out there untarping and getting everything going. So that was good crowd out there for the weekend, and a little rainy today, but we'll get them going as soon as the weather kind of warms up.
Awesome.
I'm impressed with the tables here. Can I just say that? The tables look like they're straight out of Oktoberfest.
Right?
I mean, they're huge. How many people can you seat at one of these tables? And do you guys often take, larger reservations? 'Cause this room is massive.
Yeah, we're always booking large parties. So even a couple today, the email's kind of been going. So I attribute that to you guys. So thank you very much. But yeah, we can kind of get 12, 15, 16 around these big ones. You saw me moving one earlier. You helped me with one.
I did.
They're heavy. They're heavy. They're the real deal. But yeah, we want to have that kind of sense of community. We want to be a pillar in this community for a very long time. And we want people to come down and enjoy the space, the food, the drink, everything about us.
And you guys have some sort of a special night happening near the end of the month.
Yeah, the last Friday this month, Friday, April 25th, we're actually doing like a 4-course beer dinner. So every course will be infused with one of our beers. So the menu's finalized. It's actually, tickets are on sale right now on Show Pass. And we're actually auctioning one of those dinners off, or a package for that, a private dinner. Actually, all hosted privately. They can book it whenever they want, but we're actually doing one of those in the silent auction upstairs tonight.
I noticed that, so that's pretty cool.
Yeah.
So sorry, that's private?
So the one that we're doing upstairs tonight that we auction off will be private. You can book that anytime you want. I'll host you, and it'll probably be a little bit more than kind of what we're doing for the ticketed event. There might be bigger beers rather than a flight, but I'll definitely take care of the people that buy the one tonight. But our ticketed event will be that 4-course, and then you'll get a flight of beer with it as well.
Go ahead, Reid.
Well, we got someone in the Nasty chat, Max, who's one of our loyal Nasties. Are beer flights available?
Absolutely.
Yeah, so of course.
Now, I got to ask, because is this like an exciting time of the year to be involved in the bar industry where you're serving libations? You clearly have lots of TVs and ample sound. I think there's something that's going to be happening here in the coming weeks regarding a professional hockey team that resides right here in Edmonton.
Absolutely.
So is that something you guys give a little insight, I guess, behind the curtain into a long playoff run for a bar, in the bar industry as opposed to a first round exit? Heaven forbid.
It's great. It's obviously it's great to kind of help out costs and running and operating the business for sure.
It's a bump, right?
Yeah, a huge bump for sure. Last summer was fantastic going as deep as we did, and we were full in here, and reservations, it's packed. Everybody's sitting with everybody, especially with the communal setup that we have. So everybody kind of there's that sense of camaraderie and community around sports. So we loved it. Hoping for a deep run this year. It's great for us. It's great for the staff as well. They enjoy it. They get pumped up coming to work, and they make some money as well. So it's great.
Okay. The Bell In Scona Brewery.com is the website, or I guess people can just Google Bell In Scona. It'll come up. Anything we missed that you wanted to get out there? I know you're getting ready for tonight and hosting people here.
Yeah, just gearing up for tonight. Hope to see everybody come down, check it out. If they can't make it tonight, just come by and say hi anytime you can.
Awesome. This is an awesome location. Brad, thanks for hopping on.
Appreciate it, guys. Thank you.
Thanks for the refreshment.
I'll keep
and I've heard the food's great too, so I think we're going to get some nibbles.
Yeah, we'll get some food
KidSport
upstairs
event as well, which is
okay.
cool.
That's hang on before you leave. That's a great question because one of our colleagues, Tom Gazzola, who is the host of the GCL Diesel Oil Stream pregame and postgame shows, he raved about this appetizer buffet. So between me, you, and Reid, what should Reid and I focus on first when we get up there?
Well, I'll let you guys know off air here because I gotta recheck the menu here. So
okay, that's okay.
I'll let you guys know. I'll tip the hand a little bit. But yeah, we have a full banquet facility upstairs. We do weddings, large corporate gatherings. We can do daytime, nighttime, all that kind of good stuff. And then we have like a brew pub menu down here that's kind of a little bit different and operates independently. So all the food's fantastic. You guys got to check it out for sure.
All right. Thanks for having us.
Pleasure.
Bell In Scona, I really appreciate it. Brad checking in here as they are hosting us for our show from 3 to 6. And then, of course, the KidSport Bids for Kids event with me, Dustin, Mark Connolly, and, well, mainly Tre Ford and Tyrell Ford are the feature attractions there. So Jay and I love being on location because we just love getting out in Edmonton, right? And that's what I always hate. There's nothing to do in Edmonton. There's nowhere to go. Actually, there are a lot of places to go.
It's nice
you
just
got to engage.
Couple bras going out and hitting the city, eh?
So we today this afternoon, Jay and I have hit White Ave for coffees and beer.
Yeah.
It's like we're philosophy students.
You know who that is.
It's like we just finished our finals. Robert is here from the U of A. Yeah.
The Guba U of A superfan has entered the building.
Yes, always trying to bar me from admission.
Yes.
To
hi, Robert.
U of A events. He's here. Yeah, great guy. There's a great community guy.
Yes.
Like one of those.
If you go to
faces
a Bears
of the game,
Bears or Pandas game, Robert's going to be there. He's the Bears.
Like he's one of those guys. Like he's part of the fabric of sports in the city, even though he's not an athlete or a coach. Like Robert's just
one of the great volunteers.
If you follow him on his social medias, there's going to be a picture of us.
And no question, I'm sure he's here volunteering, giving his time away tonight.
Yeah, he's great
with this.
Yeah, we love
awesome
Robert.
Cause.
Yeah, well, he always gives me a hard time.
Yeah, sure. He
tries to kick me out of Claire Drake or tell me I can't get in or my show is terrible or Tom's better, which is true. But 780-218-9999 is the River Cree Resort and Casino inbox. River Cree Resort and Casino, home of the kitchen restaurant, all you can eat prime rib buffet for just $49.99 every Sunday. That is from 4 to 10 p.m. We have hit 100 thumbs on the YouTube stream, so keep giving us your digital approval. Hey, that's a double meaning. I just thought of that. Keep giving us your digital approval.
I like it.
With the thumbs up. Hey, that's the Koob playing random audio. Can you play the Click remix?
Yeah, let's do it.
Before, because Jay's got a couple texts here.
Must you click? Thumb, thumb, thumb.
Low sticks.
Please click. Thumb, thumb, thumb.
Okay, this one came in, Reid, on the River Cree inbox, 780-218-9999. Hey, boys, do you think management has gotten an easy pass for how badly they have managed this injury situation, underestimating Frederick's injury, leaving Cap on the table with Kane, etc.? It all feels incredibly incompetent. I believe that comes in from Ryan. Reid, what would you say to that?
I think that, the Frederick injury, the Frederick acquisition could turn out to be awful. Not because of his quality.
No.
But because he's injured. Look, I
And there's retention on him for the regular
will
season.
say this to Ryan.
You can't just give them a free pass, right?
No, I'm not giving them a free pass. I mean, of course, and look, it's hockey in Edmonton. Everything is dissected to an almost nauseating level.
Sure.
But I also think that when you're managing a team, sometimes you have to take a chance. You know, so I think so. So here's my question to Ryan: what would have you done? The Oilers needed a player like that. He was available. I mean, you're not going to go out and trade for Matthew Tkachuk. You know, like you got to have a realistic target. He was a realistic target. Crappy team, going nowhere, expiring contract. So they decided his injury was worth the risk of him missing a significant part of the regular season. And Chris Knobloch said it before he came back that we're probably dealing with the worst case scenario in terms of how much time he was going to miss. So if he hadn't got hurt again, he would have played, 7 games?
Yeah.
So I guess, Ryan, and that's my general response to Ryan is like, sometimes I feel like, as somebody who's hosted a talk show for a long time, if I don't go on and yell and act angry all the time, people say, well, you're giving them a free pass. Why don't you call them all idiots? Well, it was a risky acquisition, and it might not turn out. It might not turn out. Quite frankly, I think the John Klingberg signing was terrible. And I said it before that I wouldn't do it. But then I said once he plays, I'll evaluate the player. I won't keep harping on the point that I said they shouldn't sign him. But I will bring up, I didn't like that signing at the time.
Well, what was he brought in for?
I don't know. Well, to replace Stetcher, but he got paid too much. They paid him too much.
Yeah.
So I actually think that's a worse... I actually think the Klingberg thing I was more concerned about, and now it's turned out worse than Kapanen or Frederick or whatever.
Well, that's a big what if. What if you had that money available to you come trade deadline day? And you combine that
that's
with
a good point.
Frederick's money, and maybe you get a better value player for a higher value.
Right, but I think in terms of the Frederick acquisition, I mean, I guess I would say it was Ryan that texted it in. Maybe he's writing back. Like, you can't expect GMs to make moves that never have any risk either. Right? Like, you can't just be like, well, we're only going to make the moves that we know are going to turn out. I mean, crap, guys. I remember 2014. A lot of Oilers fans thought Leon Draisaitl was a disastrous draft pick at number 3. Can't skate. Never going to score. So I'm just saying, like, there's nothing that's not going to be a risk. Do I think that they're getting a free pass? I don't think in this market anybody gets a free pass when it comes to the Oilers. Everything is dissected, sometimes excessively so. Do I think that Oilers management is incompetent? No. Do I think they've made moves that can be questioned? Yes. Do I think that people are going to get fired in the summer? No. Do I think if they make more bad moves in the next 12 months, they might get fired next summer? Yes.
Fair enough.
That would be my summary of that.
And let's not forget that this is all magnified due to the current injury situation the Oilers are facing. 100% magnified. Now, the question on Frederick, and this is in the nasty chat, Jimmy Onishi, Dusty said they rushed Frederick back playing the Saturday game instead of the Monday game. He was close enough from injury. That Monday would be fine, but LA was too soon. Now, that is
they were
something
getting short on players.
Well, I don't think they had an option, did they? Who else were they going to
dress? They could have dressed with 11 again. They could have gone with 11.
Maybe they should have.
But they probably thought he was close enough that he could have played. No, but that's
But golly, those 7 minutes and 10 seconds were fiery.
They were.
I honestly just wonder about the severity of that and re-aggravating. That's why when you were away and Knobloch was asked about Leon Draisaitl's injury, and it was scoffed at somewhat that a member of the media asked is this a new injury or was it a re-aggravation?
Oh, yeah, I heard that. That was a good question, though.
It was a good question because it's a totally different scenario. You should be happy this was a new injury and a tweak and nothing serious, as opposed to re-aggravating what was believed to be a hamstring injury. Now, with this Trent Frederick situation, we have a re-aggravation of what is known as a high ankle sprain, which is not good. I'm telling you that. That is not good. Bellsy was on with Tom. I forget when it was, but he's had this injury and had to skate. I've never had to skate with a high ankle sprain, but apparently it's a totally different ball of wax.
Right.
So,
well, Castor makes a great point, though. All three of the acquisitions have been for injured players, Frederick, Klingberg, and Regula, who's maybe a bit of a project. So I'd say Frederick and Klingberg. Wouldn't it make sense to target healthy players? Now, Klingberg was on the way back. Someone was going to sign Klingberg, right? I mean, we're the Leafs in on him. I think weren't there 5 or 6 teams that were kind of in on him. But this is the thing. I mean, sometimes you can't. Sometimes it takes years to evaluate a move. In this case with Frederick, it might take weeks or months. If the Oilers hadn't done anything at the deadline or hadn't got a Frederick-type player, we would probably be getting messages, well, why didn't you get Frederick? And even if you only get him for the playoffs, at least you got him for the playoffs.
Mm-hmm.
It's like I always say, you can't win unless you win.
Ryan did respond, and he says, I'm more concerned about the missed moves they've made over the past weeks. Like, how did we end up icing 11 forwards last night?
Because they only had 11 forwards healthy, and they didn't call Philp up for that game. Because if you play short for a game, you can call somebody up on an emergency basis who doesn't count as one of your call-ups, and he doesn't count against the cap. That's why they did that. Now, again, Ryan, you can argue, no, they should have called up. Well, I don't know if he would have totally fit under the cap. So, again, when I say why they did it, I'm not necessarily endorsing that. Mm-hmm. I'm telling you why they did that. So they get Philp up without him counting against the cap for now.
Spitting facts.
That's fair. But yes, but also, like, we can't ignore they have injuries.
No.
And, you can't call up the entire farm team, as far as I know. Can you imagine that? We used to have a guy used to call in to Chet. He'd be like, call up the 7 biggest fighters on Bakersfield. And Rob would be like, okay. And then what? Well, at least you're beating the other team up. Okay.
Yeah.
No, it's a fair question, Ryan. I just say you got to weigh their decisions against the risk. And look, there have probably been some bad general managers in the history of the NHL who didn't have reasons, but most of them have well thought out reasons for doing what they do. You as a fan may not share those reasons if you were the one making decisions, but they have reasons. And we can talk about them and how they work out. I think we'll see what happens with Frederick now. I mean, look, if he doesn't come back or he comes back and the Oilers lose in 5 to the Kings and he walks in the summer, then absolutely. That's not going to look good. So, yeah, they took a risk. Do I think it's the worst risk they took? No, I think Klingberg was a bigger risk, especially with what they paid him.
Well, especially now, personally, seeing what the Oilers have in the player and what they spent and how they could have used those resources elsewhere.
Right. So that's why, if I were sitting having a pint with Ryan, I would say, Ryan, love you. You make a good point. I think Klingberg was far more risky than Frederick, and then I would do this. I'd take a nice little sip of the pinky up. But again, that's Oilers hockey. Get 100 fans in the room about how the team should be managed. You get 100 different opinions.
Isn't that the truth?
Joaquin Gage in the Nasty Chat says, this looks like one of the scenes from Strange Brew. Yeah, just wait till I relieve myself like that scene. I'm going to be like... Do you remember their dog's name?
Man, that's been a long time.
We can't say it.
I don't remember.
Somebody will text it. 780-218-9999. River Crew Resort and Casino inbox. All right. We're late into the 5 o'clock break. Matt Barrett from the Oil Kings play-by-play chair. Our game of the night. We're live at the Bell in Scona.
The EST Hangout.
Dwayne Rollison, when there was the 3-headed goalie monster with Jeff Delorier and Devin Dubnyk, I got sent to go talk to Rolly and ask him how he felt about the whole situation. He's like, yeah, no problem. Like, he wanted to talk, and he's like, come with me. It was where Jeff or Devin couldn't hear what he had to say, and he just teed off, and I was like, oh, that was easy.
The EST Hangout, presented by Sentinel Storage. Weekday mornings 9 to 11, only on Edmonton Sports Talk. Your clear choice for Edmonton sports.
Spin to win Fridays at the Banquet. Every Friday, spin the wheel for a chance to win big and save on your bill. It's that easy. Spin, win, and save. Don't miss out. Details at thebanquetbar.com. The Banquet. Get real. Play hard.
At Mind 360, we invite you to embark on your mental health journey in a safe and comfortable space.
Conveniently located in St. Albert, Mind360 has a diverse team of experienced clinicians that offer a broad range of tailored services for children, adults, and families. Furthermore, we are very proud to serve our military, veterans, and first responders. If you're looking for counseling, treatment, or assessment, understand that you are not alone. Contact Mind360 at mind360.ca to book an appointment today.
Looking for quality building materials and friendly advice? Visit us at Windsor Plywood Leduc, family owned and locally run since 1993. From interior materials for doors, flooring, baseboards, and all the finishing touches to all you need for your outdoor projects like cedar lumber for decks and fences, plus all the plywood you'd need. Our full-time on-staff carpenter can help with anything odd-sized or custom, and from domestic hardwoods to exotic selections, we've got you covered. And if we don't have it, we'll track it down for you. Windsor Plywood Leduc. We're the experts you need to know.
After dressing just 11 forwards last night, the Oilers have recalled Noah Philp on an emergency basis from the Bakersfield Condors. And for the Habs, 2024 fifth overall pick Ivan Demidov has signed his entry-level deal, joining the Canadiens from SKA St. Petersburg. From Winnipeg, former 18th overall pick Chaz Lucius has announced his retirement at the age of 21 due to effects of Ehlers-Danlos syndrome. Lucius suited up in 25 AHL games this season, recording 9 points with the Manitoba Moose in 6 games. Get underway in just a moment with the Sens and Blue Jackets facing off while Montreal challenges Detroit. And in Prince Albert, the Oil Kings and Raiders go toe-to-toe in Game 7 of their series, Edmonton dropping the last 2 games. And the Jays meet the Red Sox. 15 games on tap. They're scoreless at the bottom of the first with 4 other games live. The Marlins down 10-5 to the Mets. At the end of the 8th. And the Dodgers trail the Nationals 2-0 at the top of the second. On the court, Bulls take on the Cavs. Knicks and Celtics go at it while the Lakers battle the Thunder on a 10-game NBA slate. I'm Zachary Kubusch. That was your sports update. The final hour of the Reid Wilkins Show starts right now.
And then at 6 o'clock tonight, we got the KidSport Edmonton bids for kids. Jay's looking at the auction items online right now, and then there's a silent auction for the people who are going to be here upstairs.
You can be a part of the silent auction if you cannot make the event tonight. I know Grumpy Cat was just asking, so I sent you the link. But the link is in the description in the video under here. And it is, we tweeted it out earlier. And actually, it's on our Instagram story as well. So if you want to be involved, there's several ways to find out. I mean, I'm just looking here. There's 4 Oilers Loge tickets and a signed Nuge jersey, $700 that's at. There's a golfing at the Glendale, VIP experience from the Elks, Riverhawks, 12 tickets, plus 90s era Trappers merch. That is at $140 right now. So there's Morgan Wallen tickets, CFR tickets. Check it out just to see how hey, there's an Edmonton Sports Talk merch pack.
Oh my goodness.
High bid.
What's in there?
Look who's the high bid.
Mike the Michigan. Well, I've seen in the nasty chat that apparently he's quite an aggressive bidder. I think him and Big Uke might be going back and forth. Schickster in the nasty chat, quite unhappy with me that I didn't say the dog's name. And I was wrong, actually. The dog's name was Hosehead. I thought it was Poophead, but not Poop.
I'm
sorry,
more
Schickster.
rhymes with Schickster.
I'm very good at upsetting people, as you've noticed. No, it's true.
It's hard to be you, bro.
The burden of being Reid. That'll be my 3rd book. What was my first one? Reid Wilkins and the Chamber of Thoughts.
Chamber of Thoughts.
And I had another one. I can't remember. All right.
Let's get physical.
We are in the
Reid
mobile. let's get physical. Yeah. We are in the mobile banquet studio Spin to win Fridays at the banquet. I don't know why I lean closer to you when I do this live.
I don't know either.
Spin to win Fridays at the banquet. Spin the wheel for a chance to win big and save on your bill. Details at thebanquetbar.com. Great to have them on board as the studio sponsor. Matt Barrett, Oil Kings play-by-play voice, will check in from Prince Albert in about 10 or 12 minutes to tee up their big Game 7 tonight. I want to find out what's going on with the Oil Kings goaltending situation. I was listening to Guy on the Guy Flame. Great guy.
Hangout, yeah.
On the Hangout this morning. He likes our show, by the way. So we've got one. We've got one person. They've been using both goalies in this series, and I think he said he doesn't know who they're going to go with tonight. We'll have to find out a little bit more about that. This is an awesome spot, by the way. The Bell In Scona. Lieutenant Eric's now seating people. He's become their maitre d'. Look at him. He's like, Lieutenant Eric's greeting people at the door.
Yeah, I believe there's some sort of a transaction going on over there.
We should make that a silent auction. Dinner with Lieutenant Eric. It's a dinner party. It's at your house, but he just greets and seats people.
Yeah.
Doesn't cook her. You still have to cook your own dinner.
He carries around the hors d'oeuvres. He would have the hors d'oeuvre tray.
And he have a towel over his arm?
He would not be allowed to speak.
Just nod.
Just nod. Oh, no, he'd say, yes. Yes. That's all he could say.
All right. Zach just texted me something of a technical nature. Zach, I don't know what that means, so we'll have to deal with that during the commercial. All right. 780-218-9999, the River Cree Resort and Casino inbox. Did you have any more texts you want to get to before we do Game of the Night?
No, I think
we more or less caught up?
Yeah. Well, here Grumpy Cat did say this, which I thought was good. Oilers fans are all over the place. You're right about risk, because if they don't sign Klingberg and he flies with the Leafs, why didn't the Oilers sign him? But we're stuck with, they signed Klingberg. Always well written, those texts from Grumpy Cat.
Grumpy Cat's a good guy.
Great guy.
All right, let's do our Game of the Night for Play More Tables and Games.
Play more tables and games.
Koob, so good. Koob's so good. We didn't even tell him that we were going to need that there.
What a guy.
From ping pong and pool tables to darts and dome hockey, plus all the classic arcade action you could ask for, visit Canada's Game Room Experts, locations in Edmonton and Calgary, or online at playmoregames.ca. Do you want to go first, or do you want me to go?
Well, I mean, with a win tonight, Ottawa, they're in Columbus taking on the Blue Jackets. With a win, they can clinch the playoff berth tonight. So that's one I'm focusing on, Ottawa. I think Ottawa could do something in the playoff, especially if they get that first-round matchup against the Leafs.
Yeah, that'd be amazing.
I think that's going to be a tough matchup. It'd be a physical series. So, yeah, Ottawa at Columbus Blue Jackets. That game is currently underway. 15 minutes, 40 seconds left in the first period. Sorry for spoilers. No score.
Okay. I think that's what Koob. I think we're hearing Matt already. So we have to mute that somehow. Is it this one?
I don't know.
Let's try that one. Maybe it's that one. Problems of a technical nature, everybody.
And the youngest person here is 43. Good luck.
Well, that's you. Well, there's only two of us. You're younger than me.
Yeah, but you're not that much older. I guess
7.5 years, basically.
But now, it's like
we're kind of in the same generation, though.
Yeah, you speak in the same languages generally.
I will go Game of the Night. I think Maple Leafs Panthers is an interesting matchup. Bennett's going to be out the rest of the regular season, right? Or no? Which one's out? Bennett or Reinhardt? I forgot already. I should make notes. Well, Bennett out for the rest of the regular season for the Panthers.
I saw Shea Theodore is back with the Golden Knights.
They're playing tonight against the Avalanche. A lot of games tonight.
There is.
Dallas is playing, so they could kind of try to keep pace with Winnipeg. I'll go Maple Leafs Panthers though for my Game of the Night, because Maple Leafs then can move even closer to clinching first in the division.
Just looking here, I wonder. Yeah, even with a regulation loss by the Panthers and a regulation win by the Senators would still not pass the Florida Panthers. But it's going to be close.
They're quite a story, though.
It is.
That's really.
That's why I would not want to play them, in the first round of the playoffs.
Oilers play St. Louis tomorrow. So the Oilers traveled today. They will have a morning skate tomorrow. It's an 8 o'clock game tomorrow, everybody. So another late one. 7 o'clock for the Oil Stream GCL Diesel pregame show with Tom and Hernan. I just want to touch on this quickly. I think that Leon Draisaitl's Hart Trophy chances have been hurt by missing these games because the race is so close.
So who then takes over the lead?
Probably Hellebuck. And it's not. I mean, I do think.
But would it? Okay, can I play devil's advocate here then? If you were really closely watching this and have seen what Leon Draisaitl has done for this team in the absence of Connor McDavid, would you not say that as the most valuable player, because it's to their team, right?
Yeah,
it's not in the league. This is the most valuable player for their team. I think seeing Leon without McDavid might actually change that.
Well, Leon,
enhance his
what the Oilers have 5 games. Well, if he plays all 5 remaining games, he'll play 76 games, so he won't have missed that many. But I wonder if he, finishes only at 73 games. Now, then again, he's probably going to be the only 50-goal scorer in the National. I just think it's that close. I don't know. I'm not saying it hurts a lot. I think it does hurt, though. And it's not always fair. I mean, if a guy played 64 games, is that enough to win an individual trophy? I guess it depends on how eye-popping his stats are. I mean, McDavid as a rookie played, 42 games, was over a point a game, didn't win the Calder. To me, you can't play a half season. I think you got to play probably at least 66, even 70. So Leon will be over that threshold. No, but you're basically saying he's even further proving his worth to the team by not playing.
Without the best, one of the other superstars in the NHL not being there, his level of compete has risen.
Mm-hmm.
He's taken more command over this team. But yes, at the end of the day, I do think that missing games does it will hurt you.
But and here's the thing:
I just don't know if it's enough to.
Hellebuck's having an eye-popping season. That's the thing, right? If he were having like a very good season, but Hellebuck is 44-12-3 with a .924 save percentage and 7 shutouts.
Jeez.
If he has a couple of really good games, he could finish the season with a goals against average under 2. And I wonder if voters will say he's the best goalie on the best team. He's a big reason why they rarely get scored on and rarely lose.
I know, but
he's going to have more wins himself than half the league.
But that can also hurt the case for Connor Hellebuck, that he is the best goalie on the best team, that he has the best team in the NHL in front of him, right? It's a chicken and egg, I guess.
Yeah, that's why it's an interesting discussion,
kind of debate. But
Tom Gazzola's coming down here too. What is happening?
What do you mean?
We're still going to see everybody today. I think Dustin's here, isn't he? We'll have to get Dustin on at 5:40 maybe after Matt.
You know what I was wondering? I'm like, oh, good. I finally get to see what that coif looks like without a hat on, because he's been growing his hair out. And here he shows up in a hat.
Game 7 for the Oil Kings in Prince Albert. We'll have the preview next on the Reid Wilkins Show with Jason Milne.
After dressing just 11 forwards last night, the Oilers have recalled Noah Philp on an emergency basis from the AHL. And for the Habs, 2024 5th overall pick Ivan Demidov has signed his entry-level deal, joining the Canadiens from SKA St. Petersburg. 6 games are live in the NHL. Blue Jackets hold the Sens 1-0 about midway through the first. All the other games are scoreless. Toronto challenging Florida, and it's do or die for the Oil Kings. They have Game 7 between the Raiders tonight. That's the only WHL playoff matchup on tap. In the MLB, there's 4 games underway. The Blue Jays and Red Sox are scoreless at the bottom of the second, while the Nationals lead the Dodgers 2-0 at the bottom of the second, as the Cardinals and Pirates are locked at zeros at the top of the third. On the court, 4 games are live. Cavs up 10-9 on the Bulls. Pacers trailing the Wizards 13-6, and the Hawks down 12-9 against the Hawks early in the first quarter. This sports update is brought to you by Advantage Sports Medicine and Physiotherapy. If your back hurts more than your pride after a triple bogey, it's time for an assessment at Advantage Sport Medicine. Book your appointment today at 780-460-9977. Matt Barrett, the play-by-play voice for the Oil Kings, joins Reid and Jay on the other side of the break. I'm Zachary Kubusch, keeping you up to date.
The Nielsen Show with Lieutenant Eric.
Craig Button's going to join us.
I know they've had some injuries. I mean, there's no question about that. But their overall play has not been at the same level that it was at this point last year. Vegas and LA's is. Last year, from the time Chris Knobloch took over, really, I mean, it was a surge right to Game 7 of the Stanley Cup Final. They got to find that level of play again. It'll help with healthy players.
The Nielsen Show with Lieutenant Eric, presented by South Ford Chevrolet. Weekday mornings 6 to 9, only on Edmonton Sports Talk, your clear choice for Edmonton sports.
Love is in the air. I love you. And you? And you? And you! Why choose between your beloved items? Sentinel Storage, keeping your treasures safe to be loved again. Try 4 weeks free. Details at sentinelstorage.ca.
Strike up some fun at the Banquet Bar. Bowling, drinks, and a great time with friends, where the good times roll. Whether you're here to bowl or just hang out, the Banquet Bar is your go-to spot. Get real, play hard at the Banquet.
Hey Edmonton, ready to take advantage of lower rates and better pricing? South Fort Chevrolet in Fort Saskatchewan has you covered. From rugged trucks to sleek SUVs. And with over 40 years in business, you can trust that you're getting the best deal on your new ride. As the proud title sponsor of the Nielsen Show, EST listeners can drive a little to save a lot with South Fort Chevrolet's transparent pricing and down-to-earth sales team. Visit us today in Fort Saskatchewan or online at southfortchev.com.
The River Cree Resort and Casino presents Bump and Grind Rewind, May 16th, featuring Drew Hill. With Cisco and Genuine, plus DJ Hartman B. Bump and Grind Rewind. Friday, May 16th at the River Cree Resort and Casino. Get your tickets now at rivercreeresort.com.
All right, thanks for tuning in this afternoon. So we're streaming the hot stove portion.
We are
with
on
the
EST.
Fords.
Yep.
At about 6:45, it's going to pick up again.
Yep.
So that's cool. So you can get that on the EST live stream. If you're on YouTube right now, give us the thumbs up. Let's make a rally here in the final 40 minutes of the show to get into double word of the day territory at 155. We have soared past 100. Our voices of the game for Windsor Plywood Leduc, locally owned and operated since 1993. We're more than just plywood. We offer everything from doors and flooring to decking, fencing, and custom millwork with a huge selection of hardwoods and knowledgeable staff. We're here for all your DIY needs. Windsor Plywood Leduc, the experts you need to know. Well, we really appreciate this guy hopping on because he has to go to work right away. From Prince Albert, the play-by-play voice of your Edmonton Oil Kings is Matt Barrett. Matt, it's Reid and Jay. How are you doing?
I'm doing great, guys. How are you?
Good. Thanks for doing this. We see you're in. Are you already at the rink or are you in your hotel?
No, I am at the rink right now. I'm sitting in the press box here at the Art Hauser Center. So.
Okay. Well, thanks for doing this. I know you got to get ready to rock and roll. I hate the phrase "must win" until we get to this situation where your season ends. How are what's your sense of the Oil Kings here? I mean, they're all teenagers. There can be a lot of emotion in junior hockey. They were up 3-1, and now they got to play this game.
Well, I think it's just a lot of probably nervous excitement as well. Just I think this team's ready to go. I think you mentioned there are a lot of teenagers, but I think that might be a good thing. Just go out and play hockey. These guys have done this when they were kids. When you played road hockey, what did you do? You weren't playing a game 1. You were playing game 7. So this is that opportunity to play a game 7 that some guys never get to play and never have gotten to play. So it's not very often you get to play game 7. So go out and enjoy it.
What happened at the end of game 6? Did PA not score the game winner on a last-minute power play?
Yeah, they did. So Edmonton had a 4-minute at one point, actually, in the last 6 minutes or so. Weren't able to score. Edmonton got called with about 2 minutes to go. Bit less, about 2 minutes to go. and PA scored with about a minute left. And lo and behold, here we are, Game 7.
What is going on? Because I heard Guy talking a little bit about this on the Hangout this morning. What's going on in net for the Oil Kings in this series and tonight?
Well, it was Alex Worthington for games 1 and 2, and then Ethan Simcoe comes in for game 3 and was stellar and has been really, really good ever since. So, I mean, it's the Oil Kings are confident in both netminders, which is a good thing. And, Ethan Simcoe has been excellent since he started game number 3. So why would you go away from him?
Matt, that's not a short bus trip to get back there. And I'm wondering, what was the sense? What was the feel? Because, you're up 3-1 in the series and look like things are in control. And now, the Oil Kings are heading back to Prince Albert for Game 7. What was the vibes? What was the feel on the bus getting out there?
Well, I think after the game, for one, was just kind of like, we probably could have. That was a game that the Oil Kings played some of their best hockey for sure. We're down 3-1 in the third, came back, and it could have gone either way. And this whole series has been like that. This series has gone either. Edmonton could have definitely come back from a 3-1 deficit had that been the case as well. Coming back to Prince Albert, it's not ideal, that's for sure. But I think that's fine. They're okay with it. Let's go play. And they're confident. They're a confident group. They've already won in Prince Albert. So it's not like it's unfamiliar territory for them to be able to win a game in this building.
All right. Who's been big? Who's been important for the Oil Kings so far in this series? And who do you look for to be a catalyst tonight?
Well, I think if you guys look at the scoring race, Gavin Hodnett and Grayson Souchon are the obvious contributors. Gavin's raised his game here in the last 6 games, but one guy that I think keep an eye on, he's got ice in his veins. He is a gamer, is Landon Hansen. He scored 3 goals in this series, scored the game winner in Game 1, scored the tying goal in Game 6, and scored a goal to bring the Oil Kings back to within 1 in Game 5, and had an assist on the goal to make it 3-2 in Game 6. So he's a gamer. Guys like that are going to be really important tonight. It's going to be someone that you don't expect, right? You guys know this in Game 7. It's usually someone that you don't expect, or someone that's maybe been snake bitten that finally gets off the schneid.
What? How old is that? Is the Art Hauser Center, right? How old is that arena now, and what's the play-by-play locale like compared to some of the other rinks in the league?
I couldn't tell you the age of it. It's old though. I was talking to Kyle Chipchura before the game, and he's like, it has not changed very much outside of the screen in this building being different, like the big board. So I don't know how old it is, but this vibe is going to be unbelievable tonight. I know that. Okay.
I know you're going to do the game. Tell us how people can listen to you to get Game 7 tonight.
iHeartRadio, Oil Kings Radio is kind of the big place. And then Victory Plus has been awesome for the WHL. So, Victory Plus, they kind of grabbed this thing or started this thing for the playoffs. And the early returns have been excellent for this service. And you can find us on the away feed there if you want to listen to me. Hopefully you do if you're watching here from Edmonton. But if not, I won't take any offense to it.
No, people will be listening to the Oil Kings feed. We will strongly encourage them to do that. Yeah. Well, I picked the Oil Kings in 6. I will be wrong, but hopefully it's Oil Kings in 7 because we want more rounds and we want this group to keep building, right? Because the team is on the uptick overall. Thanks a lot for checking in. Have a great call tonight.
Thanks, boys. Appreciate it.
Yeah, Matt's a great guy. Does great work for the Oil Kings as he gets to call a Game 7 tonight. I want them to win. I actually feel a little nervous about this, even though we're going to be here doing other stuff.
Well, there's reason to be nervous, Reid. This was a series that appeared to be in hand, and like Matt said there, it's been back and forth the entire time. So expect nothing else tonight, and you just hope that hero situation presents itself and somebody comes through for the Oil Kings.
The only 2 WHL first round series went 7 last night. Portland won in Prince George 4-2 to take that series. The Manny Viveros versus Brad Lauer series. We had both those coaches on. Spokane, coached by Brad Lauer, won 4-1.
So that's where Spokane with home ice advantage started in Vancouver.
That's right.
And then got the next 3 games.
Because the regional tournament was
and
in
you said there was going to be
Spokane.
some high-scoring games. There was a 7-5 game, and there was a 9-4 game.
Yeah. Well, between the two teams, they had 11 20-plus goal scorers.
Right.
I mean, that's what happens.
So hopefully the Oil Kings can get it done tonight and then play Medicine Hat. I'm looking at the WHL bracket online, and there's a gap there. Calgary's going to play Lethbridge in the other Eastern Conference series. So, yeah, Oil Kings game tonight. We'll keep an eye on that one. Chris, I don't know the exact number off the top of my head, how many are returning players off the Oil Kings, but I think quite a few because, again, this is sort of now the rebuild starting to ramp up. They were good for all those years, with Neighbors and Kosa and Gunther, and then they got Gooley and all those guys. And then they were kind of not very good, and now they're building up again. So hopefully they get the win tonight. You can get in touch, 780-218-9999, the River Cree Resort and Casino inbox. River Cree Resort and Casino featuring Italia Restaurant, home of the $6.99 brunch special from 11 a.m. to 4 p.m. on Sundays. Are you looking at the silent auction, Jay?
I can't stop.
Online auction?
I'm addicted.
Are you bidding or not yet?
No, it's too
biding
early.
Your time?
It's too early, bro. Just perusing, seeing what the missus might like. It is her birthday coming up here, so I think she'd like a float. Have you ever went for a float?
No, I haven't. I'm not a big in the water type of guy.
No, I think this would be my worst nightmare. Dark in water.
Wait, is this not where you? What do you mean a float? Like down the North Saskatchewan River?
No, this is called a float house.
Oh, I don't know about this.
So I believe I've never been. But I think it's like a salt bath kind of thing where you float in the water, and it's total sensory deprivation. Would you ever do that?
I might.
Really?
So you're in like a tank?
I think it's like
sort of chill out?
I think the premise, like you're kind of in like what would look like a tanning bed, but it's sealed. You know what I mean?
Okay.
I think.
So it's impossible to drown. There's water. By the way, we're 12 thumbs away from 130. Let's get us into word of the day territory. Do not delay. Click, click, click. Big Uke in the Nasty Chat says hopefully that the game doesn't go 4 overtimes with multiple goals called back. So I should mention that, and Big Uke brought it up yesterday as well. So in the Quebec Major Junior League, Cape Breton and Baie-Comeau went to 5 overtimes, and there were 3 overtime goals called back. I was watching the video of this. Uke actually sent the video in. So, like, you had players on the ice celebrating overtime goals, and then the referee waving it off. So there was a goalie interference in the second overtime.
This is the Ovechkin thing.
There was a goalie interference in the third overtime, and there was a review, and the puck was ruled to have gone out of play, like a missed stoppage in the fourth overtime.
Jeepers.
So Baie-Comeau had 2 goals called back, and Cape Breton had the other goal called back. Like, how insane is that?
Guy Flaming chiming in on the River Cree inbox, 780-218-9999. The Oil Kings, since their return in 2007, are 3-0 in Game 7s.
Okay, I wonder if I can remember. They won Game 7 of the 20... Which year did they win the Game 7? I think it was 2014 they won Game 7 at Portland. I think, because they won in 2012 and they won in 2014. I think it was the 2014 year. They had a chance to win it Game 6 at home, and I think we're up like 4 or 5-2 in the second period and lost in overtime. And then had to go back to Portland. And I think that there wasn't a day off between Game 6 and 7, so the teams flew back. And then what would the other 2 Game 7s be? I'm trying to think. I don't think they had one in 2022. Anyway, that's a good one.
Timber Woodsman says there's enough salt in the water so your body floats. It's like being in the Mediterranean. Or what is that? Black Sea?
We should do a show from floating in the Mediterranean.
What's the salt sea? The Black Sea or the Mediterranean?
No, I don't know.
Or both?
Well, I think the Mediterranean is salt water, isn't it?
I think.
2014 WHL playoffs. I might have the year wrong. I'm just kind of going off the... I put in 2104 WHL playoffs. Those have not happened yet. So what happened that year? The Oil Kings defeated Portland. I was right. Yes, they lost Game 6 at home, 6-5 in overtime. And then they won Game 7 in Portland 4-2. So I don't know what the other two games... But Guy says this is only their fourth Game 7 since they came back, and they've won all of them.
Yep.
So law of averages or a sign of things to come?
Sign of things to come.
Let's hope so.
Yeah. Look at that. Man, this site is awesome. If you have... So check out the silent auction at KidSportBidsForKids.com. Click on silent auction. And yeah, this is fantastic. Or check out our socials, Twitter and Instagram. It's on our story and on our Twitter page. The link to get you there. There is some really good stuff there. So,
yeah, it's pretty cool. People are starting. Is that VR Montenegro?
That is VR Montenegro.
I didn't realize most of our staff was going to be here. At least some of our staff.
Yeah.
Dustin and I are doing the hot stove. Awanik's here. Is he setting up? Is he doing a technical setup?
Uanuk's, yeah, he's always on the run.
Lieutenant Eric is here. I think Tom's coming down, and it'll be a good night. Tomorrow, Oilers play at 8 o'clock. They did not practice today. Noah Philp has been called up on an emergency basis, so he'll likely be in the lineup tomorrow. 8 o'clock game at Rogers Place. I'm sorry, the games are late, everybody. That game took a long time last night, too.
Oh,
it just didn't seem like it was just...
But then it got so interesting in the third period.
Yeah. How good was Jack at the end, eh? The beginning of the Sportsnet highlight show, after the anchor, I can't remember which one it was, said, can we just get Jack Michaels to call everything? He's so good in these moments. And I'm sure Mooner was good on Ched, but I was watching the TV.
Mooner's always good.
Mooner's just an incredible guy.
Mountainous moon of...
But yeah, it just felt like that game took a long time, too.
It did.
And the third period felt like it took... forever. Well, the Oilers had the puck almost the entire third period, except for giving up the breakaway goal. They pretty much did.
Oh man! And the ebbs and it was a very. They could have played in the third period as well as
they tied a team record for shots, right, with 26, which they set against Tampa Bay a couple of years ago. Because I remember doing that game, and I remember doing the post-game show, and they kept changing the number of shots. So it was like, oh, team record, no, it's 24. Oh, now it's 25. Oh, now it's 26 again, because they go back and look at everything. Keep clicking the thumbs up on YouTube. We want to do, we're going to do a word of the day, but let's at least get to 130. So let's everybody rally and click away. We are on location at the Bell In Scona Brewery. Awesome spot, 80th Avenue between Calgary Trail and 105th Street. And we'll have the KidSport Bids for Kids event upstairs tonight. And as Jay was saying, if you don't already have a ticket, you can bid online for those auction items. Trey and Tyrell Ford will be the featured guests this evening, which is going to be pretty cool.
Be great.
Will I be able to tell them apart? Unlikely. Maybe
yes.
Do you think they'll wear their jerseys?
No.
They got to wear their jerseys everywhere around
They will
town.
not be wearing their jerseys.
What number is Tyrell? Do we know?
What was he? Was he
30?
30-something, right? Oh, boy. 30-something.
I don't know what his number is going to be.
Brad is a gentleman and a scholar.
All right, let's take a time out.
30. He was number 30.
Was he number 30 with
I thought he was
the
30
Blue Bombers?
with Winnipeg. Yeah.
Okay, we'll ask him. You know what I'm going to ask Tyrell Ford? I'm serious. What's pass interference?
Ooh. He won't. I know what he was going to say.
Should be nothing.
Nothing.
Should be nothing.
Nothing.
Should be I can do it.
I hide it.
Or I don't need to commit it because I'm so good.
You know what You know what I want to do?
What?
I want to get you and Dusty in here. And I want to ask you guys what you're going to ask these two.
Well, Dusty's told me what to ask already.
He gave you a script.
I have to follow.
Nobody puts you in a box, baby.
That's true. All right, here comes the Koob Sports Update.
After dressing 11 forwards and 6 defensemen last night against the Ducks, Noah Philp has been recalled from the AHL to join the Oilers on an emergency basis. He played 12 games this season in Edmonton, recording 2 assists. And there's 10 games on tap, 6 games live in the NHL. Dylan Larkin has the Wings up 1-0 on the Canadiens. Gustav Forsling has the Panthers on the board over the Maple Leafs, while David Pastrnak found the twine for Boston up 1-0 on New Jersey, nearing the end of the first. And Game 7 between the Oil Kings and Raiders shakes down from Prince Albert tonight for the lone WHL playoff matchup on tap. In baseball, 4 games are live on a 15-game schedule. Jays and Red Sox are scoreless at the top of the third. The Nationals have taken a 1-0 lead on the Dodgers entering the 4th inning, and the Pirates are down 3-0 to the Cardinals at the bottom of the 4th. 5 games are underway in the NBA. Grizzlies have a 35-21 lead on the Hornets. Orlando is up 4 points against Atlanta, while Washington has a 14-point spread over Indiana. The final segment of the Reid Wilkins Show brings us back on the other side of the break. I'm Zachary Kubusch for your sports update.
Get your fix every single game with the GCL Diesel Oil Stream pregame and postgame shows with Tom Gazzola and Hernan Salas. Whether it's breaking down the starting lineup, predicting key matchups, or diving deep into the game's biggest moments, Tom and Hernan are here to give you the best insight and analysis in the city. After the final horn, get the breakdown of every key moment, performance, and player reactions. It's your one-stop shop for all things game day. Catch the GCL Diesel Oil Stream pregame and postgame shows with Tom Gazzola and Hernan Salas, only on Edmonton Sports Talk, your clear choice for Edmonton sports.
Looking for a winning strategy for your retirement? Contact me, Joaquin Gage at K4 Financial, where expertise meets dedication. I will always look for a careful approach to your retirement, ensuring your financial future is secure. From tailored strategies to clear, actionable advice, I'm here to guide you every step of the way. Don't leave your future to chance. Get in touch with me, Joaquin Gage, today at k4financial.ca or email joaquin.gage@k4financial.ca to start planning for a brighter future and a more secure retirement.
Hi there. If you're like me, you like to picture yourself in luxury, even though there's absolutely no way you could afford it. And if you can, well, even better. Thankfully, I picture myself in something that is luxury, but still absolutely affordable, like the all-new Mazda CX-90 from Park Mazda. With the new luxury features like facial recognition settings and quilted detail Napa leather seating, I can pretend to be comfortable with all of my proper settings activated without even touching a button, thanks to Mitch Lewicki and the great staff at Park Mazda. I like to picture Mitch Lewicki as a ninja fighting off evil samurai.
Park Mazda, your dealer for life in Sherwood Park off Y Road, parkmazda.ca.
Your brand deserves more than just a whisper, it deserves a buzz. At the Hive Product Marketing, they specialize in promotional products that bring the buzz. From eye-catching giveaways to unforgettable keepsakes, they got the perfect products to make your brand stand out and get noticed. Visit the Hive Product Marketing and let them create the buzz your business deserves. The Hive Product Marketing, the official merch partner of Edmonton Sports Talk. Visit them online at thehiveproductmarketing.com.
Yeah, should be.
Yeah,
Oh, have you heard this remix?
No. Oh, I think I heard it on the way here. Is this the click click?
Nice click click.
All right, that is part of the click remix. We need, we'd like about 24 more clicks to get to 155, but let's at least get 3 more, and we're at 130. Jay will give me an on-location word of the day.
Well, that's you exciting. And Dusty.
The banquet studio.
Can I help you?
Yeah, do you want to do it?
Well,
I wasn't sure if you were interested in it.
No, I'm not very, sorry, man. I'm not very good at words, so I don't like my chances
I think
of doing
you'd be fine.
it. Yeah, I could, you know what? I'll spell it. He can give the definition.
Okay.
I was a pretty good speller back in the day.
Okay, well.
Yeah. People don't know this, but I am highly intelligent.
Well, of course.
Like I did really well in school and stuff.
Why would
I just
people not assume
I kind of play a dummy on the air, but I did very well in high school and stuff.
So what do we find out about the salty seas?
Right. My mother has chimed in on my personal phone and not in the inbox or the nasty chat. The Dead Sea is in Israel is full of salt and minerals, so people float in it. She actually said people float in it.
See, so I knew that. I knew that.
Beautiful.
You know, I was talking about my intelligence. Well, I knew that in the Dead Sea, people float.
Dusty Mensa.
Yeah, it's one of my big things.
Is it?
I'm really good at Jeopardy.
Secret?
Especially PVR'd ones.
We were talking about Geopardy yesterday because it was Ken Jennings.
Ken Jennings
hosting it.
Right.
And would that be your one show that you would pick to go on?
No. I would. I'd definitely be a Wheel of Fortune guy.
Okay.
Yeah.
I was Family Feud.
Yeah, Family Feud's good.
And then it got the discussion going.
Yeah.
Can you imagine an EST version of Family Feud?
So you've met my family, my parents.
Mm-hmm.
They auditioned.
No.
Yeah, like they applied for Family Feud because my parents and I couldn't make it, and I don't think I could go on it because it's a CBC show, and I was a TSN employee. So my mom, my dad, my two sisters, and my brother-in-law Brian, who was at the golf tournament last year.
He's a beauty.
They went down and like interviewed to be on, like auditioned to be on Family Feud because they're huge game show nerds. But I would definitely do Wheel of Fortune. I think Wheel of Fortune's it's a classic. And I'd like to actually try that. We just got a Family Feud game, like a board game. I think Elizabeth got it for her birthday or something. And it was pretty fun. We played, like, they have an adult stack and then a kid stack, so you can play with the family.
Oh, neat.
So the kids played and the adults played, and the kids ended up killing us.
Have you guys heard of a game called Cover Your Assets? It's a card game, but you can play it with anybody, kids, adults, and it's a blast. We played it on our ski trip.
Oh, neat.
Never heard of it.
It's really good.
I don't think
Cover
I've heard
Your
of that.
Assets. Check it out.
All right, we'll look into that. Dustin, thanks for hopping on today, doing a little bit of extra work.
Yeah, thanks, guys. Happy to be here.
This is awesome. You and I are going to be doing a hot stove with Tre Ford and Tyrell Ford. KidSport bids for kids. Going to be a silent auction upstairs. The online auction
Sold out events too.
So how many years have you done this now?
2.
This is the second one.
yeah.
I wasn't sure how long it had been.
Yeah,
going.
no, did it last year, and we had, so it's awesome. Mark Connolly, who I absolutely love, he's a gem. He MCs it. They have a couple of speeches and they send it over to us. We'll be live on our YouTube channel tonight. Maddie's got a great setup up there. It looks terrific. It's be Reid and myself and the Ford boys. Last year it was me, Tommy, Belzy, and George LaRock. I was chatting with Graham today, or not today, but when we were planning for this. And once he got the Fords, I was like, man, I don't know if we need to get like a hockey, someone like yourself, or like another football guest. Because I just think with the Fords, it's going to be weird to be like, man, what do you think of the Oilers power play right now?
Yeah.
So even though they probably know it sucked last night.
Do you know they haven't been to an Oilers game?
Tyrell for sure. Tyrell said he never watched a hockey game.
He's never watched a hockey game. You have to ask him about this.
What do you mean he's never watched a hockey game?
He's never been to a hockey game.
I thought he said he's never even watched a game.
Yes.
No, I thought we had him on the phone. Didn't we have him on the phone?
I don't think
he said that he's never been to a game.
Maybe.
I'm not kidding.
Okay, there's Koob.
Okay, maybe.
Koob coming in. That's like the voice of God coming in here.
Hello?
He said he's never been to a hockey game.
Yeah, so, I mean, you could bring that up.
Is he talking NHL games?
Any game.
Any game.
I think they were at the Oil Kings game
at some
weren't
point. Oh, yeah, they were at that game.
Yeah.
Was that when? Yeah, they
That's
were
the
at a game
first
together.
game like Tyrell's been to.
Weird. I think that's weird. Is that not
different.
maybe that's just us hockey hardos being like, that's weird.
Well, it's Canada, and usually like if you're a high level athlete, you might know other.
You got some buddies or
who
something.
play hockey or something like that.
Yeah. But yeah, no, it'll be good. So we'll have the YouTube chat going. And so if you have any questions or anything.
Okay.
And then when I built the graphics today, you'll see there's a QR code on there.
They look great.
The QR code will send you to like the website where you can go see the silent auction as well. So that'll be up on the YouTube stream tonight as well.
Okay.
Hey, can I ask a sneak peek, just a tease, if I may, from one of you, both of you, whichever, but a little idea of a sense of one of the hard hitting questions. I don't think it's going to be hard.
Well, I mean, I emailed you some
think?
topics last night. It's not. I'm planning on spending pretty much 45 minutes talking about CFL season-long fantasy.
Yes.
If I can get the Fords on, I do want. So I said to Reid last night in the email, I said I don't want to ask him about who would win in a race. Those guys must be asked about who would win in a race
of it, yes.
a million times. But I am intrigued by. Did you ever switch spots in school or something?
Oh,
like I always think
gotcha?
that's fun for twins. I think if I had a twin, we'd have a riot. Like I would have really liked to have a twin, but it didn't happen. So
you had no control over it.
No, well, you know what? But we have twins in our family. Like my grandma's a twin. I have cousins who are twins. My dad's sister's a twin.
Oh, really?
So like I have twins on both sides of the family, but I'm firing out singles here.
Somebody raised that. Somebody raised that question on a show a little while ago about. Do you think one of the when you're twins? Do you think one of them knows that they weren't planned?
That's a good point.
Do you
ever think of that? That's a good point.
I mean, you're probably thinking about that constantly, and you don't remember being in the womb. Eric remembers being born.
Does he?
Yeah, that's a big thing.
Doesn't.
I swear to God, he does. And he's not the only one. It's like this thing. If you look it up online, There's another famous person that also, not famous, but Corey the Butcher from Acme Meats. He remembers being born as well.
Get out of here.
But I don't think you can remember in the womb, but imagine how crowded it would be in there.
Man, if I could go back to the womb, I would have done things different. It would have been a different experience.
If you think of The Dark Half, wasn't that a Stephen King book where a guy is haunted by his twin that was never born or something?
I don't read, so I wouldn't know.
Power move.
That does sound like a Stephen King thing, though.
Yeah, it is a Stephen King. Do you want to show the duck before we get to the word of the day?
Oh, whatever.
Did you want to do the duck?
If
What's
you've
going
got
on with
the duck, Koob,
we have the duck.
And you love ducks.
We've welcomed another member of the Milne
Yeah, they're all
family.
doomed.
Let me get it up here.
Yeah, it's going to get killed eventually. Soon, yeah. I mean, they don't last. It's a curse to be born as a duckling in the Milne household. So this is DJ.
I hope baby ducks like their 3 weeks of life with you.
Well, they usually get about a month, and then
that's not bad. Then.
The owls come or wildlife.
Did you ever track down that owl?
No, I would like to. I've had offers.
Kill that owl.
I've had several offers. I mean, Liquid Beaver, he can take care of that problem.
I mean, the HR Daddy used to kill animals all the time.
Oh, there it is. Hovering over Dustin's ear.
Yeah, this is neat. This is what's in my mind right now. Yeah. It's just like thought bubble.
Yeah.
Okay, play it, Ruth. Play it. Or is that just
this is it. So this is Donald
I thought
Jr.
we were getting the video of
Daisy
the cat
Jr.
stalking it.
Yeah, the cat was stalking it. So there's that too.
So it's a female.
There it is.
There we go. Man, Koob's quick on this stuff.
So we're gonna have farm reports coming back, I suppose. And,
until it dies.
Till it dies, and then we'll have mourning and grief.
So that's a duck.
It's a duck.
So do you have several ducks?
We have one male and one female.
That's all you need.
Perhaps I could take biographies of your ducks and assemble them, binding the memories of your precious fowl, Jason Milne.
Your precious fowl. Fowl is, once again, back to my intelligence. Fowl means bird. And I got that joke that Reid just made.
Koob, are you ready for the word of the day? Let's hit it.
No, I'm not ready. Hold on.
We're ready. Just voice of God.
Get it together, Koob. You're fired.
I'm ready.
Samuel's probably here buying a beer somewhere. All right.
Okay. The word of the day, octonary.
Do you need to?
Octonary. I don't even know if I need this. Okay, say it again.
Octonary. That was a huge clue.
I know.
I just don't want to see the boss man fail here.
Probably,
yeah. I think so. I'm going to go. I'm going to spell it.
Yep.
Think so?
Yeah,
What else would it be?
unless that's an E, but it's probably an A. Yeah.
I think it's probably an
So
A.
you got to say it out loud.
Okay, octonary. OCTONARY.
Koob, he's correct.
Nice.
I told you. Now I have no idea. Actually,
no. Think about it.
Yeah, I am. I'm thinking it has something to do with eyesight.
It has to do with the number 8.
Oh.
So it's 8. Is it
legend, this guy.
Is it something to do with?
Just stop. You got it.
Yeah, it's just anything to do with the number 8.
The definition is pertaining to the number 8.
Thank you.
Wow,
I'm here all week,
Reid.
everybody.
Shake my hand, Reid. That was great.
Well, there's another word coming, baby.
Good, because I'm a great speller.
Okay, well, this one is going to be...
I hope Marshall and the Muzz are watching. They're like, Daddy just spelled
Daddy
octonary.
just did it. Okay, the second... Apura-cheek.
What?
Apura-cheek.
Apura-cheek.
A paracheek or a puracheek?
Apura-cheek. You're never going to spell it. If you do, drinks are on me all night.
Oh, wow.
Apura-cheek.
A puracheek.
That is a tough one. I don't even know what I would do with that one.
I will say this you'll find more and more of these people coming out of the woodwork as we lead up to the election.
Well, that's a huge hint.
I can't spell this.
APPARTCHIK.
I guess my APRC cheek didn't work.
I was going to say, okay, so for the definition, I guess the only word I think of is aperitif is like a before-dinner drink.
No, a teeth just went by.
But I think that has to do with it only has one P.
Aperitif.
Yeah, so this, and it's related to, I'm going to say it's people who knock on doors to try to curry political favor.
It's pretty damn
I'm going to give you
close.
0.5. I'm going to give you 0.5.
I mean, could I also say here that I would think the nasties are a pair of cheeks?
Oh,
right?
there
Read
they
that
are.
definition.
Look at these fine young gentlemen.
They are?
Yeah, number 30, Reid. We were right.
Would that not be something, though? Like
the Nasties are blind pair of cheeks.
Yes. A member of an organization.
I think we should get T-shirts.
Yeah, I think so.
And Reid, now looking at them, you
What is
will
it?
be able to tell them apart.
Were you worried about telling them apart?
Yeah.
That's Trey on the
Can we
left.
get Trey for 1 minute?
Come here, Trey. Come here.
One minute at the end of the show? Yeah. What's the definition of the word?
So a pair of cheek is used disapprovingly.
Oh, okay.
Disapprovingly to refer to blindly devoted official follower, member of an organization, corporation, or political party.
Tre Ford is here. He and Tyrell Ford are going to be doing a hot stove with Dustin and I as part of the KidSport Bids for Kids event. Thanks for doing this quickly, because I don't know if you knew there was media requirements today. How's the off season, man?
It's good. It's good. Doing a lot of house rentals. Got some stuff done for some of the players that are going to be staying at my house.
It's got another kid too.
Yep, the other kid's doing fantastic. Keep me busy. So life's busy right now. I can't wait for it to slow down and just.
How many teammates are you housing this year?
I guess technically 3 right now.
Really?
Yeah, one of them's Tyrell, so that doesn't really count. We'll say it's
so he is
two
going
and
to
a half. 2.5.
Okay, 2.5.
Yeah, he wasn't going to, but now I think he is. So we'll see.
Is he a good uncle?
Yeah, he's doing a good job.
Is Mathis? Who else is living with you?
Arkel and then Zach Mathis.
Okay, a couple of receivers just living in the basement, eh? Smart move. Arkel, I'm getting way too. This is the CFL and TSN side of me coming out, but people he's got an upside, doesn't he?
Yeah.
That guy could play, can he not?
Yeah, 100%. I mean, we were actually working out today. He surprised me. We were doing this little pull thing, and it tests how much force you pull or whatever. And he did 1,500 more pounds than me, and I was like, "Wait, what?"
Throw that guy the ball. I just remember last year because I hosted that banquet, the big dinner last year, and people, some people around the organization was like, "Wait, this Arkel." I met, introduced myself to him, and they're like, "That guy can play." So that's exciting for you, then.
Yeah, no, he's a good athlete. I think he's going to do well.
Do other receivers get jealous of the receivers who live with you?
Oh, I don't know. I mean, Zach was the only one that lived with us last year. That's because he had a little bit of trouble finding a spot, but it all worked out. It worked out. So
he's a freak too, eh?
Yeah, he's a little bit of a short guy, but try to make it.
Was he 6'7"?
I think he's 6'7".
That's ridiculous.
I'm just gonna, and I know we got to go, and I'm probably gonna ask you this again tonight. It's been a tough few years for the Elks.
Yeah.
And I'm not asking you about anybody previously, but I do want to ask: is there a different feel from Chris Morris on down, Hervey, Coach Killam? Does it feel different the last few months?
Yeah, 100%. And those are the reasons why I'm here, right? Is because the guys they brought in, I wasn't planning on coming back to Edmonton. I wanted to go test free agency and see kind of what would happen. But then we brought in those guys, and I had great conversations with them, and where they wanted the team to go, and I felt good staying here in Edmonton again. I was happy. I like where I live, my neighborhood, my neighbors. I like my whole setup I got there. So just knowing that football spot is secure now with the guys we have right now is fantastic.
Was that a situation where they called you immediately? How does, like you said, you're like, I understand where you're coming from on the testing free agency, seeing what's up, brother could come with or wherever he goes. How did they win you over? Was it right away Chris Morris gets the job, he's like, Trey, we need to talk, or how'd that come together?
Yeah, I would say it was pretty fast, but again, there was no rush, right? I can't do anything until that.
There was that window.
Agency,
yeah, there was.
Right, so I don't think it was so much of a ruch, but I think I was, definitely a priority, right?
Yeah,
so it was kind of.
That's gotta feel nice, though, hey?
Yeah,
that's like when I took this guy from Chet. They made him be a priority, right? It's the same. We're talking about it tonight when we do the thing. He was the biggest acquisition in the city until they signed your brother. And then it's just now you're number 2, Reid.
Yes, I think
tough.
a distant number 2.
Yeah.
All right,
go
Trey.
easy on the haircut. I cut his hair today.
Did you cut his hair?
You guys look great.
Yeah, at least you had the facial hair still we can tell you apart.
Yeah.
So that's nice. Yeah, that's
All right, Trey, we'll talk to you more tonight. Thanks for popping on here quick. We got to wrap it up. Dustin, great to have you
we'll
on.
be live again at 6:45.
Yeah, stay on the EST stream. Thanks to Zach Kubusch back at the station. On behalf of Jay Milne, I'm Reid. Talk to you soon.